up.
Chris Ello.
Tony Vitello or Vitello. I like to throw that.
He tried to make him super Italian.
And Matt Scraby.
Chris feuds with some very random people, and meteorologists are one of them.
Gwynn and Chris are ready to go.
Welcome in on this Friday afternoon. We have finally reached the end of the week. Welcome into Gwynn and Chris. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Scraby, Chris Ello will hopefully join us later. We'll see.
Yeah.
Padres playing a night game, so you get me here early. I'm going to miss the Craig Stammen scrum, but I'm sure my man Jesse Adler can cover me. Interesting day or night after a day in which the Padres hung 27 of them boys up on the board. I want to point out, because I know there's been a big deal made about the wind. There was a ton of hard hit baseballs in that game that may have turned some doubles or triples into homers, but those balls were toasted yesterday. And so I thought it was the best day offensively that the Padres have had. Let's forget the run, just in terms of how hard and the amount of really good swings that happened was really impressive. Scraby, how are you today? I didn't even really ask you that.
No, you were ready.
Apologize.
No, it's all good. You were ready to go. I like all what you said. AJ Castleville tweeted something yesterday about Jake Cronenworth, and I couldn't believe it. He has never hit an opposite field home run in his entire major league career, but he did do it in a spring training game yesterday. He went oppo to the left center field fence.
I'm going to pull up, see if they still have some of this stuff on here. Oh, yeah, you do. Let's see. Exit Velo. They got all of them on here. All
the home runs?
69 of them.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I mean, let's see if I can I just pull the Padres? Can I just do Padres? I can't. Some of the hardest hit balls in that ball game. Let's see. Nick Schnell. 108. See. Tirso Ornelas, 107. Bryce Johnson, 104. There's some hard hits on their side too. Luke Raley, 108. Ref Snyder, 109. Let's see if I can find Jackson, 108. Nick Castellanos, 106. Let's see if I can find
so for everyone who said
Jake's.
Nick Castellanos is old, 106 tells me he's not old.
Well, that doesn't mean it means he can still hit a baseball hard at his age, is what it means.
Yeah.
He's still capable.
I'm saying
Jackson
baseball
Merrill had the hardest hit ball in the game yesterday. 111.3 off the bat.
Let's focus on him. Jake's
was 103, by the way. That was the same way. That was a homer. Jake's was 103.
And it carried and carried and carried and carried.
Did he hit 2 homers or 1?
I believe yesterday he hit 1.
Okay.
But he had another hard hit ball. Everybody was hitting yesterday. Literally everybody. Except for Gavin Sheets.
Sung Moon Sung, 105, catching up to velocity too. 96.4. That first day, I tell you, I was a little worried. He was getting it blown by him.
You know, he had to leave yesterday because of an oblique.
We thought something was up because it was like, man, you want to get a look at him at shortstop. Coming out kind of early. I get we killing him, but an oblique, huh? That's not.
So he had to leave the game because of that, and that's what he was dealing coming into the game and before he even started getting going. But anyway, let's go back to Jackson real quick because it's his 3rd year. This is he. I'm sure that he is motivated to play as many 150, 160 games this year. We're going to go back to realistic expectations because after his year last year and the way he finished and the way what he's doing in spring training, I think a lot of people are just counting him in. Like when I say superstars got a superstar, I'm talking about Fernando Tatis Jr., I'm talking about Manny Machado, and I'm talking about Xander Bogaerts because they're paid like superstars. I don't necessarily think that Jackson is paid like a superstar, but he kind of has the superstar for this team to be successful.
Okay, we have to we got to stop throwing that word out there too much, okay? Because
I know superstar.
The money doesn't doesn't always equal name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think Xander is a superstar. I don't know that I he's a star. Superstar is like someone that is like Toddy's, in that realm.
Yeah.
They have to have the whole, not just what they do on the field. It's kind of like an appeal off of aside from baseball. There's a very few superstars in this game. I think Manny kind of brushes on that realm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know that Bogey's that. I think Jackson is on his way to being that. I don't think he's there yet. I think that's something. But I just want to remind, he's in year 3.
I know.
Like,
I know.
We got to chill. Like, let this man grow into his career. I mean, 3 years in, were we talking about Barry Bonds the same way we were talking about him 10 years in? Not even close. Were we talking about, I will use my dad. They were talking about him like 3 years into his career, the way they were talking about him 7, 8, 9 years into his career. So,
True.
Expectations are expectations. They're going to come. People are going to have them. Jackson, if he stays healthy, he's going to do his thing, man.
Yeah.
He's a smart kid. His best attribute, I think, is that he loves baseball. Like, he is built for this.
He does love
really
baseball.
is.
I can just tell. You can tell when he talks about baseball.
It's not the things that sometimes when he's talking to me, it sounds like it's cliche or he's, playing it. That's just really him. And so, that's what I love about that dude. I think he's going to have, if he's healthy, I think he's going to have a phenomenal year. It's hard. I can't even really see him struggling. Like he doesn't, it just feels like he hasn't had like a major one. I know we talked about it at one point last year when he was going through a little scuffle, but that didn't last very long.
Yeah, I also think a lot of last year, and I hate to give him a scapegoat, but it was injury, and that's the truth. He said that he's not going to use that as an excuse, but he said, hey, the concussion kind of messed me up for a little bit. It took me a little bit to get feeling back to normal. So I think a lot of the season, when he was healthy last year, he was very good.
I mean, I just want to say, you say that as though like he had like a
I know what you're about to do, and you should do this.
Disappointing year. I mean, he in 24, he had 24, he played in almost damn near every game. I think he missed like 2.
Yeah.
And so his year was interrupted with injuries that can take away what the things you need. His legs, hammy, head, you kind of need those things to kind of be right at the plate.
Yeah, sometimes.
I mean, I think there's a lot of, no, not sometimes.
I know,
I'm
kidding.
Concussions are a big deal. I mean, quiet as kept. I mean, nobody said anything about it, but I would bet you that's probably why Luis had a bad year when he got his bell rung in Houston.
I bet you alluded to that, yes.
I bet you he wasn't right moving after that. And so, I think Jackson's going to have a fantastic year. I also think Ty's going to have a dumb year. I think this might be the year.
The year. I mean,
the year.
Look at what he just looks great now.
And he's going to do it. If it happens, it's going to be done in a Skechers shoe.
In a Skechers? Is he sponsored by Skechers?
Yes, he's wearing Skechers.
Wait, when did this happen?
You go see it for yourself, man. I had to go take a break after I saw it.
He's wearing Skechers? Well, okay. Well, this is the most brilliant thing Skechers has ever done because now it's cool.
Right.
Now it's cool. As soon as Fernando puts it on, it's cool.
Hey, but that speaks to the superstarness.
Yeah,
of it, right?
Yeah.
A company like Skechers that, no disrespect to my man Don Orsillo, has largely been known for, elder. That's probably too strong of a word. Older.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Older shoe, like people who older wear.
I mean, you go from Joe Montana to Tony Romo as Skechers guys to Fernando Tatis Jr.
Let's not forget Clayton Kershaw. I think was the first to rep the Skechers on the field.
Yeah,
but he was also right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
That's pretty genius.
Toddy makes everything look good. I don't know if I can get with the Skechers.
Hold on, I gotta see. Well, one of these days I'm gonna research and see how much Skechers had to pay for him to be a spokesperson, because it's got to be a ton of money.
You got to remember, though. You got to remember, and this is where some of the things that in his past will have hurt him, right? I mean, that's probably why he's with the Skechers. He lost the deal with Adidas, and my guess is that, you know, if it was left up to him, he would want to go someplace else. But, you know, your options is limited, I would assume. And Skechers, you know, came with it.
Whatever happened? Why didn't British Knights sponsor him? You remember the British Knights from back in the day?
Do I remember British Knights? Of course I remember British Knights.
Those things are awesome.
No, they weren't. They weren't awesome.
I don't know if I ever owned a pair, but they were always a prize on Nickelodeon for whatever game show was being played. They were always like, we're going to give you a pair of British Knights sneakers. I can't even believe it's British Knights. It's so funny. All right.
I can't wait to see the first game day sneaker.
That's going to be really interesting. It's going to be, I'm sure they're going to make it look cool. They will not put a shoe on him that does not look cool. It's just,
can you make Skechers look cool though? I really have a lot of questions.
Do you think the little rolly things are on the bottom of them? He's like, he just pops him up and goes to the plate. Okay.
Oh, I can't.
It's a Friday, man. It's a Friday. We are going to be having some fun today. Tony and I for the first hour. Sammy Lev joins me at 3 p.m. and then Chris will show up as soon as he can from Las Vegas. So we have a whole show ahead. The Big Five is going to be at 2:40 today. Our countdown at 4:40 today. But yeah, so Tony is going to be with us for the next hour. Then he's off to call the game tonight. Anything else to say, Tony, before I take us to break?
Take us to break, sir.
World Baseball Classic preview next.
to Gwynn Chris, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how.
I don't know why I have so much energy today, Tony, but it is Friday, so maybe that's why. I don't know. I'm just bopping my head around everywhere.
I don't know why you have so much energy either, brother.
I didn't even drink that much coffee this morning. Maybe it's because the World Baseball Classic has begun. I'm very excited about this. I cannot wait for 5 p.m. tonight for 2 reasons. The Padres playing the Cubs. Also, the Team USA is taking on Brazil.
Yeah, why we got to play a night game the day U.S. is playing?
Yeah, that is true. It's kind of messed up.
You know, like we're gonna be playing the same exact time. We ain't gonna be able to watch Manny. Or no, they're not playing for U.S. So never mind. We ain't gonna get to watch Mason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mason. Yep. Manny, I think their game starts at 4 p.m. our time.
Speaking of WBC, did you see Geraldo Perdomo just kind of air out the Astros?
No, I did not.
He said that the real reason why Jeremy Pena is not playing is because the Astros don't want him to play.
Oh,
you know, he's been saying he has a finger thing.
Yeah,
a broken finger, I think he has, and he was basically like, the Astros don't want him to play.
It is. You can certainly see why they wouldn't want him to play, but you kind of got to. I don't know. That's a tough position to be in because Jeremy Pena is very important to the Astros. Without him, they're in trouble. So, oh man, I love that Geraldo Perdomo did that. Anytime you air out an organization, it's okay with me. Now, it started 2 nights ago, the World Baseball Classic, and Chinese Taipei is going to, be the topic of our beatdowns here. Well, I guess Australia didn't beat him down, but Japan did last night. Let's start with the first game. Travis Bazzana. You know who he is, right, Tony?
Yes.
Okay. First overall pick.
Prospect.
Yep.
Yeah.
For the Guardians. He took someone from Chinese Taipei deep.
4th trip to the plate in this game for Travis Bazzana. First pitch swinging. High fly ball to deep right field. A Bazzana bomb in Tokyo.
So Australia very excited about that. They go on to win the game. Now, I mean, Shohei Ohtani and the Japanese team beat Chinese Taipei 13-0. It was a beatdown. Chinese Taipei got 1 hit. Shohei had started the game with like 117-mile-an-hour line drive down the right field line, doubling. And then he comes up with the bases loaded. Tony, what do you think he does?
The 2-1 now. Ohtani lights it up. It is gone.
So there you go. Ohtani hit the grand slam. He was amazing. The whole Japanese team was amazing. So that's what's happened so far. I'm angry about this. I'm angry about this. I don't like seeing Shohei being so locked in, but it's also unfair that he gets to face a Chinese Taipei pitcher.
Why is that unfair?
I knew you were going to ask that question because I thought about this earlier. It's just
who's going to be the starting pitchers for Nicaragua?
I'm saying like he's an unfair matchup for major league pitchers. So to face a guy from Chinese Taipei, like,
hey, but when the plumber struck him out three years ago, everybody was like, "Oh, that was so cool." The Czech guy was like a plumber, he punched him.
Oh yeah,
you remember that?
Yeah,
that's is it any different?
The plumber story's better. I think this Czech
because he got him out. This guy might not even he might have had more credentials than the plumber.
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't even know the guy's name. I'm sorry. I didn't look it up, but I guess you're kind of right. It's the same thing.
Let me see if I can help you.
Well, I do have it.
Oh, you just don't want to give it a shot? Is that what you're saying?
Kind of. They also, I'm going to explain the run rule thing. It's
I believe the last guy, the guy who gave it a home was Chang.
Yeah, 8 earned runs and 1 2/3. So he's got a 43.2 ERA for the World Baseball Classic. Poor Chang. But They ended in 7 innings. Did you know, Tony, in the World Baseball Classic, the mercy rule ends games during early during pool play and quarterfinals if a team leads by 15 or more after 5 innings or 10 or more after 7 innings. So that's why.
Yes, I did know that.
Okay, just making sure you're on top of your game.
Thank
Now, Team USA, we're going to give a little preview right now. They are going to be playing their games in Houston. They're 4 games, and they are in the Pool B with Brazil, Great Britain, Italy, Mexico, and then USA. They're going to play Brazil tonight. They're going to play Great Britain tomorrow, and then on Monday, they're going to play Mexico. Tuesday, they're going to play Italy. So that's what's ahead. I believe
Mexico's spanking Great Britain right now.
Great Britain doesn't. I don't know what's going on with that. I know Aroldis Chapman tried to play for them, and then they told him he couldn't. It was a whole thing. So, I mean, whatever. But I mean, they couldn't even score more than 2 runs off of the C team of the Padres the other day.
I don't know what that has to do with anything, but they had 2 today.
Did they?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, let's go to. I think we should talk about Pool D. That's the next biggest one with the Dominican Republic, Israel, Netherlands, Nicaragua, Venezuela. Now, Venezuela is a sneaky good team, I think.
Not sneaky at all.
Oh, so it's right out in the open.
They're a good team. Yes.
Okay.
It's in your face.
They have Ronald Acuna. They have Luis Ariz. They have a ton of other guys. I'm forgetting right now as I'm trying to go over it in my head. They do have a ton of guys though that are major league players. But anyway, I want to talk about this though. Do you think these guys
Jackson Cherio?
Yes, Jackson Cherio is another one.
He's another Venezuelan.
Do you think these guys is there anything about them not going 100% here, or are these guys in? Like they're going
Wilson
100%?
Contreras, another one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are these guys do you think that they're taking this 100% serious, or
yes? Did you see Pandemonium the other day where they were in the Dominican? Yes, of course they take it seriously. I love that Fernando and I especially love that Juan was the one leading. I wish Chris could have heard it. He was like, we're going to go out and have fun, and then Toddy said, and we're going to be loud because that's how we play. And I just they are in their element right now.
Yeah.
And yes, they take it very seriously, man. Like I think they force the American teams to come correct because they know having most of those guys have experienced winter ball some way, some form, or heard about it. They know what's coming from, Venezuela, what's coming from the Dominican. Like they're gonna bring that type of energy. So you better lock in. You get embarrassed out there.
Yeah,
no one likes to get embarrassed.
Yeah, like poor Chinese Taipei and Czechia. Czechia's 0-2 as well. So, all right. Well, that's it for the World Baseball Classic. We are going to go to break. On the other side, we have the Big Five, which consists of a lot of, somewhat serious questions, but a name that I have never heard in my entire life is made herself a prominent feature of the Big Five, and that's next on 97.3 The Fan.
Ben and Woods on the
for the delay, everybody. This is Matt Scraby, 97 through the fan. This is Gwynn and Chris. Tony and I are going to do the Big Five here in just a second, so stick around for that. We'll also have Sammy Lev coming on the show at 3 p.m. to help me get through the day. He's got a game tonight, so he's got the time. So does Tony. It's kind of weird having a night game right now because we're all used to day games, but the lineup for the Padres is out, and I think I need to start getting used to doing this once more. And we've had some interesting lineups over the last couple days. We got today Jackson Merrill leading off, Miguel Andujar batting second, Jake Cronenworth batting third, Nick Castellanos batting fourth, Gavin Sheets batting fifth, Laureano sixth, Ty France seventh, Campusano eighth, Mason McCoy ninth, and then German Marquez is going to be making the start for the Padres today. No one's really out of position, although Nick Castellanos is back at first base, so we'll keep an eye on that. Andujar is at third. Ty France is the DH. Kind of interesting to see Gavin Sheets in left field because obviously Craig Stammen said before the season, I believe he said at FanFest, that Gavin Sheets was going to have the inside track for the starting first baseman for the Padres. And I'm not saying that him playing left field today is an indication that he's not going to be that guy, but it is telling a little bit, I think, that they believe that he could play multiple positions. And we know that he was able to play a pretty good left field last year, outside of him completely running into the fence in left field and leaving his entire chalk outline on the fence. But I do think it's kind of interesting that they're trying him out in different places. They're trying to see how can we get Gavin Sheets' bat and Nick Castellanos' bat in the same lineup. And then you have Laureano playing right field. Obviously, Fernando's going to be in right field most of the time. But him being out there in right field, this is a good little test for Craig Stammen and the coaches to see how they're going to do this year, because they do have many options. If you were thinking about if you were listening to the Scraby Show last night, we were talking about options, and we were going through some of the opening day rosters and kind of talking about where AJ Preller has learned his lessons over the years. And if you look at some of the opening day rosters, 2021, you got Luis Campusano. These are the bench players: Luis Campusano, Hassan Kim, Tucupita Marcano, Jorge Mateo. Two of those, I would say, were good roster spots. Tucupita Marcano is out of baseball after gambling. Jorge Mateo, I believe he's out of baseball. He ended up going to the Baltimore Orioles. He was decent. He was decent with the Orioles, but he didn't do much for the Padres. Now in 2022, you have Jorge Alfaro, CJ Abrams, Hassan Kim, Jose Azocar. I would say all four of those guys were probably the right choice for the bench pieces on opening day. And then 2023, Campusano, Rougned Odor, and remember this, David Dahl, Jose Azocar. I would say Odor and Dahl were I at the time, I think we're like, yeah, let's see if it works. But looking back, it's like, wow, that's pretty crazy that they started the season with Rougned Odor and David Dahl. And then 2024, Kyle Higashioka, Graham Pauley, Eggy Rosario, Tyler Wade, Jose Azocar. And Jose Azocar was on that opening day roster because they had it expanded for the Soul Series. But obviously, Kyle Higashioka was definitely worth it. And all of these lists are going to have the catcher on there. Graham Pauley didn't do much for the Padres. Eggy Rosario, I still don't understand why Eggy was never able to, be given the opportunity to break out. It seems like he's right there, but he was on the opening day roster 2024. Tyler Wade, we know how important Tyler Wade was for 2024. We know that he helped the team out a lot. So you can't really say that he was a bad choice for a roster or bench roster spot in 2024 on opening day. And then 2025, this is where I'm like, okay, AJ Preller learned his lesson a little bit. Martin Maldonado, Jose Iglesias. Now, Jose Iglesias definitely helped the team. Yuli Gurriel, and then Brandon Lockridge, who was traded to Milwaukee for Nestor Cortez. So all four of those guys are no longer with the team. Jose Iglesias was really the only one of those bench pieces that was worth it. Last year, it was tough. It was very tough for the bench, and there were no options. But this year, many options. Miguel Andujar, Nick Castellanos, Ty France, even, Mason McCoy. Because we talk about Mason McCoy, we just kind of like toss him to the side. But I don't know that we should. He is consistently really good at defense. He's consistently someone that you can count on, but he's not necessarily going to be a guy that you're going to make the opening day roster bench spot. It's just not going to happen. So you're basically looking at just a few guys. You're going to have the catcher, which is Luis Campisano. And then you got to look at Nick Castellanos, Miguel Andujar. And I think in our countdown today, we're going to have Chris and I are going to do our top 5 bench players right now for the Padres and see if we could predict who is going to make the team and all of that. All right, we do have the Big Five coming up shortly. We also will be talking about the Aztecs basketball team a little bit later. Now, the Aztecs basketball team, they are in dire straits. We say they're in dire straits, and then they end up, they have a chance to win the conference, which is kind of wild. I have to say, it's actually very wild. So they're going to have to win this game tonight. They're going to have to come together somehow. It doesn't seem like they've come together in the last little bit. It doesn't seem like this year has been a really good year for them in the teamwork department, but they're going to have to figure out a way to do that. All right. With all of that said, it is now time for Tony and I to do the Big Five.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
And I am broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Tony Gwynn Jr. broadcasting from Arizona ahead of tonight's Padres game. And we got quite the topic list here in the Big Five today, Tony. Sharon Moore, there's an update on what happened with him, the former Michigan head coach. So we'll get into that. Also, the Rams made a trade a couple days ago that I really hated because it made them really good. And then we'll talk about Dylan Brooks. Something happened with him last night. But yes, I know. Let's start with the news from the Angels in
number 5.
I don't know if this is I'm only doing this because of the name of the person who replaced this person, but here it is. John Carpino is retiring as president of the Los Angeles Angels, the team announced today, ending a 23-year run spent mostly as a liaison to our owner Artie Moreno. Molly Jolly, a longtime Angels executive who has been serving as senior vice president of finance administration, will replace Carpino as president starting April 6th, and Carpino is going to help with the transition. So according to the Angels, Molly Jolly will, quote, oversee the day-to-day operations of the club, including strategic direction, marketing, communications, administration, facility management, revenue, and overall business strategy, end quote. I'm not laughing at her name. I'm sure she gets this all the time, and she almost expects it all the time. But she's taking over. So, Tony, is this a good thing for Angels fans?
Don't know.
I thought by maybe, getting rid of the guy who's been there for 23 years might help.
Maybe. I mean, I would venture to say that the king boss is the bigger issue than whatever executive. We had no idea that this guy existed until you just put this article or read this article to us. So
yep.
I don't know if Molly Jolly is going to take over and really lead the Angels to, some
promised land,
some success outside of baseball. Because, I don't think Molly Jolly has any baseball expertise. So it's going to have to come on the kind of outskirts of the actual game in itself. So I hope Molly can get it turned around. I have this thought in my head. Oftentimes been around women who, when they are with a significant other, they're not married yet, and they're like going through how what their name is, their maiden name changing to their now married name.
Okay, that
had to cross her mind, like
Molly Jolly. See, that's funny. I didn't even, I should have looked to see if that was, because if it's her parents naming her that's tough. that's tough.
That is rough.
I think you're right, though. Artie Moreno, he's the problem. Until he's gone, nothing's going to get completely better. But I hope that, Angels fans get some care that they deserve, because they are just being thrown to the wolves. They don't want to win, Tony. They don't want to win.
Well, I think now that we know that they don't want to win, and that safety and affordability, I hope to see some new kind of new product put out there that's cheaper. I think fan experience was on there too.
Yes,
will be a better fan. So we should expect in 2026 from Angels cheaper tickets, more affordable concessions, and I mean the ultimate safety at Angel Stadium.
They have bubble wrap provided around the stadium,
as well as and last but not least, man, I can't even remember what I was going to say.
No, sorry. Yeah, it'll pop in.
It'll come back to me. Yeah.
It will. All right. Well, we got that out of the way.
Number 4.
Now to a serious one. Former Michigan football coach Sharon Moore pleaded no contest
fan
today.
Experience. And the fan experience.
Yes.
There you go.
There you go. Former Michigan football coach Sharon Moore pleaded no contest today to 2 new misdemeanor charges: malicious use of a telecommunication device in a domestic relationship and trespassing, after he was fired on December 10th for an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Prosecutors dropped the initial, more serious charges, including felony home invasion, which stemmed from Moore driving to the staff member's apartment, reportedly grabbing a butter knife and threatening to harm himself. Moore's attorney called the initial charges false, but Judge Cedric Simpson denied the request to remove his electronic tether. So some close to the case think he may not serve any jail time at all. I guess I'm up first. Will he ever coach a big program again? I can't see it happen. I'm not going to say that he can't coach a Division III school or a Division II school, but I do not see him taking over Ohio State anytime soon. Well, I guess he wouldn't use Michigan, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't see him being able to work his way back up. This was a really, really bad situation that he put himself into. And unfortunately, well, he did it to himself. This is going to follow him around. So, Tony, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I don't think he's going to coach at a big program. He might get another coaching opportunity at a smaller school, but I'm sorry to make light of this, but did it dawn on anybody that he picked up a butter knife?
I've been thinking about it all day, Tony. I've been thinking about it all day. No joke. I was like trying to be an adult, and
it's not funny, but it's kind of funny.
It's like,
especially the way it's reported.
He picked up a butter knife. I know it's not funny, but like, of all the things, I wouldn't grab a butter knife. Not to mention, is there butter on the butter knife?
I feel like the media did this to him. Like, they could have just said knife, and we would have like used our own imaginations from there. Instead, they chose to specifically name butter knife. I think
it's probably in the police report.
I think that is intentional. Yeah, I guess if it's in the police report, I guess it makes sense. But I just found when you said it, that was the thing that just like popped out. Like,
thank you,
highlighted.
Thank you, because everything in me restrained to point out the butter knife was a part of it. But I mean, in all seriousness, he's getting off of a felony. It seems like, and I know that this happens, but
this is what. I feel like this happens so much more often now because there's a rush to report all of this stuff, and we don't know what actually is going to stick, and what actually isn't. And then by the time it all settles down, it seems the story was so salacious when it began, and it seems far less as we get towards the end. Not that he didn't put himself in a stupid situation with, Dylan outside of his marriage, but
everything that he did was stupid.
It was like a pile on there after that part of it. And now we're finding out that butter knives and things like that were,
I mean, it's just a crazy story. Crazy story. All right.
Number 3.
I don't like this topic because it made the Rams better. The Los Angeles Rams made a huge trade a few days ago. We never really got to talk about it, but the Chiefs sent all-pro cornerback Trent McDuffie to the Rams for a 2026 first-round pick, fifth-round pick, sixth-round pick, and a 2027 third-round pick. Tony, are the Rams good enough to win the Super Bowl?
Yes, they are. I hate to tell you that, buddy, because now you're going to have two teams that are good enough to win the Super Bowl, aside from the 49ers.
Hey, the Seahawks are getting rid of Kenneth Walker, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I know he turned up big in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He was kind of, missing in action a little bit there before the end of the season there. But, yeah, no, listen, I think they'll be able to replace the running back. I don't think that's an issue. They got a really good team. Rams now have a cover corner. And listen, I think it says a couple of different things. It says the Rams are going to be really good. You have to deal with them and the Seahawks again as a 49er fan.
Mm-hmm.
It also says that the Chiefs, I don't know that they're necessarily punting on this year, but with Patrick Mahomes going to miss most of next season, considering when he got hurt, I would say that this might be a team you want to be aware of that the following year.
Yeah,
because they're gonna get all this draft capital. They develop. They've done that over the years. I mean, that's how they keep staying good. You saw the restructuring of Mahomes' contract, and so when he hits the field again, expect them to be a major problem by the time he comes back.
Yeah, I agree with all of that, and I agree that the Rams are good enough to win the Super Bowl. They're not really losing many guys, and they have Matthew Stafford coming off of an MVP. You got Puka coming into his prime. You got now 2 lockdown corners. You got Cam Curl on one side, Trent McDuffie on the other side. I don't like it. All the Rams fans are cheering out there.
Number 2.
At my demise. Another serious story. Phoenix Suns forward Dylan Brooks was arrested on a suspicion of driving under the influence early this morning in Scottsdale, Arizona, per a police statement obtained by 12 News in Phoenix. The 30-year-old Brooks was pulled over at 2 a.m. for an undisclosed reason and arrested for DUI. He was taken to Maricopa County Jail, where he was booked and then released at 3:30 a.m. By the way, 90 minutes from when you get pulled over and when you're released?
Hey,
that is wild.
They lucky old boy ain't the sheriff anymore.
I know. Joe Arpaio.
And you sure enough wasn't getting out 90 minutes after.
Oh no, you were there for the rest of your life.
You had to stay for at least 24.
And you had to go live in tents in the middle of a desert wearing pink jumpsuits.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
The Suns said they are aware of the situation involving Dylan Brooks and are gathering more information. We have no further comment at this time. All right, I guess I'm up first. Would you suspend? I don't even know if we can talk about suspensions because we don't know the full story of it yet. But how bad of a look is this for the villain? And I'm up first.
Are you first?
Yeah, I mean, he's living up to his nickname here. Now, the one thing I will say is it doesn't seem like he gets in trouble off the court. It seems like he gets in trouble a lot on the court. But outside of basketball, he hasn't been an issue. So I guess I should take that back. I think this is a mistake, and it's probably not something he's likely to do again just because of how he hasn't been in trouble off the court. But this is just not good either way around. Tony?
Yeah, this is what happens when some athletes have too much time on their hand.
Because he's hurt.
Been out with a broken hand. And I don't know where Phoenix is. No, I do. They're in Houston. Were they in Houston? I can't remember.
Let me look.
No, they're at home tonight. Either way, but when sometimes, as you said, I think it's important that we don't confuse Dylan the villain on the court with Dylan Brooks, who, as you said, I can't think of a time where he's been in trouble at all off the court.
Yeah.
So, this is a bad decision. He got too much time on his hands. And by the way, you can't be in Scottsdale drinking, bro? That's like where all the cops is hanging out at. Like they waiting for the party goers.
Well,
to
that's
come
where
up
the rich
out of
people are. So
they're waiting for you. They waiting for you. So he should know better. But sometimes you could have extra time on your hands. You make dumb decisions.
You do make dumb decisions. Whether they say you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
Yeah, Dylan's not afraid to make a dumb decision on the court. He usually holds that for basketball, though.
Do you think they're like, sir, what's your name? You said villain.
I hope not.
I hope not too. We look at the body cam and he's just like, I'm Dylan the villain.
Just please don't let that happen. Please. I don't want to see that.
One more NFL story. Offensive lineman Taylor Decker, the Lions' longest tenured player, has requested his release from the team. He announced today on social media. The move comes about 2 weeks after he announced he would return to the NFL for an 11th NFL season. He said he fully intended to do it once again, but my time as a Lion is coming to an end. In the week since notifying the team of my return, there have been numerous discussions, many of which were a surprise to me, and we could not find common ground. Therefore, I decided to request my release, end quote. Earlier this week, the Lions traded David Montgomery to the Texans, so a couple mainstays on the way out in the same week. Tony, what's going on in Detroit?
Nothing. I don't think.
Descent.
I don't think anything has happened. I mean, this dude he was playing last year, and now is he coming out of retirement? I didn't.
No. He didn't know if he was going to retire, and then he told him he was coming back.
Maybe the Lions don't think he's any good anymore.
That could be it.
I know he's the longest tenure. Doesn't mean best player. It just means you've been there the longest. So I mean, maybe they have decided that. Maybe they have decided that they don't think he's worth whatever he wants, and maybe that forced him to have to ask for his release. Or maybe he wasn't going to get the playing time that he thought he should get in year 13, and maybe that's the reason why. He said he was surprised by the conversation. My guess is they probably were talking about
replacing
skill
him.
and right.
Yeah, I think that's you hit the nail on the head, Tony. But I think the Lions, this is just showing me that they're going down, Tony. They're going down.
No,
they're going down
so bad.
They're going down. No, they're not going down. They'll be back. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be a great fantasy option next year because he's going to get the ball on every single play. But that's it for the Big Five. When we get back, Sammy Lev is scheduled to join me. Chris is still making his way to Vegas, but he will join the show by the end of it. Padres, and they're going to be playing their game tonight on 97.3 The Fan at 5 p.m.
Cubs.
So, Cubs, thank you. Wow, you know me very well. You know me very well. All that's next on 97.3 The Fan.
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
Yeah.
It's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the measurement unit.
The X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know.
I've allowed milk and bread, but if I was asked,
tell us the actual rules of this. Like
the rule is,
see if you can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
One of you can't do it anymore.
Yeah. That's not happening.
Until you can't do it anymore.
I will take one.
The winner, Scraby, has a jar of a couple of my jars.
I think they both are winners if they pass this.
The winners.
Yeah,
of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful. Now, this is the one that he has right now.
The 38,
maybe.
Okay. All right.
No, this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
Right, here we go.
All right.
Adam's ready. There away he goes. He does have a full spoonful for those listening on that.
I'm literally sweating watching him do this right now. That's a full spoon.
Right. That is a full
down
spoon.
the hatch we go.
All right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not. He did not trickle that down the throat. He just
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Scraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in? Wow.
You better go, dude.
There goes Scraby. Scraby, did you swallow that, Scraby? Yeah.
That is some good stuff.
It's delicious.
Delicious.
We're going to see it. I'm going to watch you now.
I'm feeling it already. I am, are you?
No.
He's Adam's feeling nothing. All right, so take another spoonful, Adam. You'll win.
Oh, come on. Now we're double dipping.
He's all one spoonful.
That's
not what the competition's all about.
We always said
spoonful
that.
Too?
Yeah, go for
it.
Oh, yeah. I always said that Adam Klug was kind of had a.
I at least used a different spoon, no double dipping.
All right.
I didn't know where I don't.
I
think
always
it
thought
matters.
Adam Klug had a cold persona, but evidently it's just the opposite.
All right,
Big
he
boss
is
Michael
handling
Valenzuela
this.
in the YouTube chat, by the way.
Which way now? You let laughing at drip in your hand. Oh, okay.
Scraby, where are you? Let me see. I'm just looking at Adam, and Adam's not having any problem at all.
Look at you, Adam.
Adam is backed up.
But
this
I must tell you, Tony, that Adam has cashed the check.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he
did.
Cashed
You said I
his
wouldn't
check.
be able to cash
I
it.
did.
No, you
I
cashed
sure
it,
did.
man.
You proved
cashed
me
it
wrong,
for
my
sure.
friend.
Scraby?
I gotta tell you though, this is further proof that whatever we got him with that tie,
The tie thing,
was
yeah, 'cause
super weak.
this is less than a 10,
he's
right?
He's over here having a difficult time.
You're turning a little red,
The time
Scraby.
was just as bad.
You're turning a
This
little
hit me
red.
By the way,
faster.
this is delicious.
Oh my God!
he's
He's
taking
taking another
more
one.
Yes.
Come on, Adam. Wow,
Delicious.
you're gonna have to come back in 6 months with like an 88.
Oh.
It's 38.
We'll have to go with the higher Scoville next time.
All right. Oh, wow. Look at this guy. He's talking trash now.
Well, he
I haven't had a sip of milk or bread.
He hasn't even reached for it.
No, he doesn't
came out
even
of the
need the
gates
bread.
talking trash.
All right.
All right. Now I'm going to take another one.
What?
Well,
Why
you
are
got to
doing
hold
this
another
to
spoon.
yourself.
No, because I don't want.
You don't want Adam to say he
By
has
the way,
wing sauce,
yeah, he
baby.
get the whole
Full spoon,
get the same
baby.
thing that look. He's dropping it all in there.
Keep the studio clean.
It's all anybody's
Big
worried
boss
about.
Michael watching over here. Come on.
Ooh, boy, Scrabe, get back in front of the camera. Your face is red, Scrabe, isn't it, Tony? Are you
I'm
seeing
sweating.
the same thing?
You are sweating. Your face is definitely.
Why do you keep doing this?
You're not feeling anything?
Adam isn't even
Anything?
moved over
I
there.
feel a 1 or maybe a 2 out of 10 here.
Wow.
Adam
That's ridiculous
Klug.
because I'm.
Wow.
Adam Klug is a tough
Maybe
son
not
of a
bent
gun.
over the trash can.
No,
over
I had
there.
to spit.
I was going to say, it looks like Adam Klug may be producing the rest of the show because he's fine. Scraby may need
Scraby's
to
going
go
to
get
bed. Yeah, you know,
assistance.
here's what
Frank-
the milk do. It might
Frank
work
predicted
better.
that.
No.
Oh, did he?
Frank
Scraby's having
predicted that.
bread.
Oh yeah, that Adam would just cruise through this with
Frank
no problem.
predicted this.
He did.
Frank on the last show.
I
said
know you
Adam
had
would
it
have
like
no
that.
problem.
He did.
I got a newfound respect from Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yes,
over here.
you do.
So-
all right.
So Scraby has the prizes for you, Adam. You have one, a jar of the ghost
You can
pepper
have as much of this
salsa
as you want at all
and
times.
the
Yeah.
Mr. Lane's Roasty 38 chili powder.
You should let me have that chili powder though. I think I do. I think I would do more damage.
Started
with
off
this.
giving me the mild. My
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
yeah.
It's one of the
Suspect.
world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the
Reaper
measurement
and
unit.
the
Okay.
X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know.
I've allowed
Yeah.
milk and bread, but if I was
So
asked,
tell
I would
us,
have
tell
said
us the
no.
actual rules of this. Like,
The rule
Want to see if you
is
can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
full.
Yeah, that's
One
not
of you
happening.
can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
That's not happening.
until you can't do it anymore.
Gwynn is headed towards the Padres game, but we do have Sammy Lev here with me, Gwynn Chris, Scraby, 97.3 The Fan, for just a little bit more. All right, Sam, how are you doing, sir? It's been a while.
Doing well. Greetings from beautiful
Greetings.
Peoria, Arizona. Getting ready for our first night game of the 2026 Cactus League schedule.
It's the first, really? It's the
And,
first night
yeah.
one. I didn't realize that.
First night one, yeah. And yeah, everybody's in a good mood. Very nice day. It's definitely cooled down from what the past week and a half, 2 weeks has been weather-wise, where it's been very hot. We're definitely cooling down, and a lot of people, I'm sure, filling the backfields as we speak for a Friday evening ball game, and should be a nice evening. And Herman Marquez on the mound, a lot of good stuff to talk about and watch. So a lot of good stuff here in Peoria.
Yeah, I want to start real quick before we jump into the baseball stuff. We were just talking about, our consumption of media, and I am an old school guy. Like, I am an old school podcast guy who listens to it without the video in the car as I'm driving, and it doesn't sound like you are. So is there room still for guys like me in this world?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of stuff with no video still, but now what I do, see, I pay for the YouTube Premium now, and I'll listen to YouTube. Like, I'll even throw one of our shows on YouTube and then close the phone. It'll play audio wise, so you can do a number of different things nowadays. I was just thinking though, I don't know why this is the most random thing I've thought of in weeks, but I had just the inclination, as I said, the city name Peoria a moment ago. What if I started calling it Peoria? Peoria.
No, don't do
Peoria. It's a great day here in Peoria.
Don't do it. Please don't do it.
It's another beautiful day in Peoria.
It's like
yippee-yi-yay,
Yeah, I get it, but it's
Peoria.
It's not going to happen. There is a nickname for Peoria, Arizona that I thought was very.
Yeah, it's called Best City in the Universe.
Is that what it's? No, it's not. It's something like that, though. It's like I have to go find out what the tagline is.
Peoria,
I'm looking at it. Oh man, I can't remember what it was.
Is it the Rose Capital of the world?
That's what I saw as well. Peoria, Arizona tagline is what I'll say. Trust me,
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think it has a tagline.
All right, I guess it doesn't.
Peoria is the place.
Yes, that's it. Peoria is the place.
It is.
Well, you are there all the time, so you better
Peoria is the
say
place.
That stuff. Peoria to me
the place
is not the place.
You haven't even been here yet. When do you come out here?
2 weeks. On
2 weeks from today?
No, driving out Wednesday the 18th.
So less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, less than 2 weeks. 12 days.
Nice.
12 days.
Nice.
And
very cool.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, enough of that talk. Let's go. And you said you had some news and notes. I believe Craig Stammen has already spoke with the media today.
Yes.
And I know that Sung-Mung Song left the game yesterday due to an oblique injury, which is always nerve-wracking. What do you know about that?
Yeah, apparently came in today feeling better. We're going to see what the severity of it is. I don't know that we got a ton more information today on that. But yesterday came out of the game. It is that same side, that same right oblique that bothered him in the offseason. And still, I guess the good news is it wasn't something where it was, doesn't sound like a re-aggravation, if you will. Like it wasn't one thing he did, apparently. It wasn't one swing or one turn or whatever it might be. It was just sort of a, kind of a, I don't know if lingering is the right word, but something that was kind of bugging him. So maybe that's a good sign that it wasn't, one action or something you could consider more of a re-aggravation, a re-injury of that oblique. But obviously, look, these obliques, and this, Gravy, following sports, they tend to hang around.
Yes, they do.
And I do think it's going to become an interesting question in the next week or so of, what does this mean for Sung-Moon Sung? Is it something that's going to keep him out for a couple of weeks? That's really going to set him back from an opening day roster standpoint? Because if it is, it does potentially open up yet another bench spot on that opening day roster. So we'll see. I think it's a little bit early to make any proclamation on his status, but apparently came in feeling better today, which is, I suppose, is good news.
Yeah, definitely good news. It's a little bit of a bummer to hear that after he hit his first home run of spring training. He was kind of stringing some hits together. And he was, I just hope it's not too bad. Like you said,
yeah,
it's finicky. It might be fine in 2 weeks, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and a couple other notes for you. Yuki Matsui threw off mound today in the bullpen, so that was good. He was out doing some agility work alongside the Padres training staff, so that is a positive step for him. As far as Matt Waldron, he threw a bullpen session yesterday, and he's going to continue to progress. And how quickly, how many innings, how many games he can get into before the end of spring training, I don't know. Obviously, the injury didn't help him, and the time away didn't help him. So it's going to be interesting with Matt Waldron. It will be, because he's a guy who's out of options. Again, I don't know if this is a situation where you can start him, start the year on the IL, because if he's going to be back and throwing in Cactus League games, I don't know that you're going to be able to then put him on the IL. And he is a guy that's out of options. So he's got a pretty interesting scenario now when you consider the time away, the fact that he's now kind of build back up. He's definitely not going to pitch in a ton of Cactus League action, but it sounds like as long as he continues to progress nicely, that he will ultimately appear in Cactus League games. But that's going to be an interesting scenario because of the fact that he's out of options. So another situation certainly to keep an eye on.
Yeah, what I just don't understand, because the poor guy got thrown under the bus with us naming his injury, and it didn't even seem like he's back to throwing, so it doesn't really seem like it was worth naming the actual injury to Matt Waldron, because they made it seem like it was serious, Sam. Like, I thought he wasn't going to pitch the rest of spring training, and he's back like a week later.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know what the typical.
Are you not an expert on hemorrhoid surgery?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. So I don't know what the typical timeline is, but you're right. He got back pretty quickly. But reality is, Gravy, when you're a pitcher and you miss time and you get off that schedule of trying to build up, it's pretty significant, especially in his case in particular, where you're trying to make a roster, you're out of options. You can't just start the year in the minor leagues in the Padres system, right? Unless, he passes through waivers and they DFA him and he accepts an assignment to the minor leagues, which could ultimately be what happens. But he's an interesting case of a guy who now is in a bit of a precarious spot because of the missed time and having to build back up. So we shall see. And that's about all the news for today. Not a whole lot of news beyond what we got yesterday.
That's a good thing. Let's talk Walker Buehler, because we saw him yesterday. He looked pretty good, and I saw that you put up his media scrum after he pitched, and he was saying they liked everything. He's trying to work on a few more things, but Chris and I have kind of jumped on the wagon that he's got to be leader in the clubhouse for that 5th spot. I'm not asking you to go there, but he did look good enough yesterday to seem like he could claim that spot.
Well, I think the main thing with him, a couple of things. Number one, he's seemingly as healthy as he's been in quite some time. I mean, when he said yesterday after the game that only about 4 weeks ago did he start feeling pain-free in his elbow, I thought that was a pretty remarkable thing to share.
Yes.
And look, he's been through 2 Tommy Johns. His struggles with his elbow have been well documented, and obviously had a tough year for the most part with Boston last season. But for him to say that, I think gives you a lot of hope that, okay, maybe he's kind of physically getting to another level now. And I do think his elbow health is now allowing him to do some things that were difficult before. The results have been good. I know the velocity yesterday was a little bit down from where they'd like it to be, but he continues to come out of these outings well, continues to be healthy, and is doing it a little bit differently. Early in his career, he was very, very fastball heavy, and for good reason. He was throwing hard. And I think he understands, the Padres understand, that he's going to have to do it a little bit differently. And I keep saying this quote-unquote new version of Walker Buehler. To me, he's in kind of the perfect place to realize that version with Ruben and his staff. They have become very, very good at taking guys, finding out what they do well, and capitalizing on it, and giving guys career years, right? We always talk about those examples, guys like Lugo and Waka, I think, are the prime ones of a few years ago. But so far, so good for Walker Buehler. Now, one thing I need to understand and work on as we get deeper into spring training, and admittedly, I don't have the concrete confirmed answer for this yet. And it involves, quite frankly, like a guy like German Marquez, who will pitch tonight. And that is, what is the contract element of it? German's on a major league deal.
And on the 40-man.
Correct. So I don't know if you can just send German down to the minor leagues. I have to understand what that contract structure looks like a little bit better, because I do think that's kind of an important element.
Yeah.
Of all this, and I know that myself and some of the other reporters here are working on it a little bit, and they probably will have more success than I will. Yeah, it's a little bit more their wheelhouse. But once that information is kind of confirmed of what can you do with a German Marquez if he's not going to be on the opening day roster? Same thing with Walker Buehler. I mean, from what I understand and what's been reported, I believe he has opt-outs before opening day. So again, I got to get clarity on some of these things, but that's certainly gonna, I think, play a part in this stuff as well. Because, hey, if you think Walker Buehler can really help you, well, you sure don't want to lose him before the season. And you also would imagine there are going to be a lot of other teams, if he's showing good stuff in spring training, that will take a flyer happily on him. So interesting. It's a lot of things to consider. And it is hopefully in the coming days I'll be able to give you a little bit more clarity on the contractual part of it, because I do think that's important.
It is important. That's Sam Levitt. He's out in Peoria, Arizona, before the Padres play the Cubs tonight, right here on 97.3 The Fan. So you'll have some baseball to drive home to tonight. When we get back, we'll talk about this big 27.
That's right, I'm staying on.
Right. Oh, are you annoyed? You can go if you want. That was a little. You were like, "Oh, that's on. Right. I'm staying."
In my head, I was like, "Oh, my segment's over." I forgot.
I get that.
What else do you want to talk about when we come back?
Well, let's talk about that 27-run outburst yesterday, because
it was windy.
We're gonna go there. Okay.
It was.
All right. I believe you. We'll talk about how windy it was.
It was over 24 hours ago. It was a Cactus League game, Scraby.
It was a 27-run Cactus League game.
Oh my goodness.
Fine. We won't even mention it once. We won't even mention it once when we get back.
I'll talk about whatever you want to talk about.
All right. Back shortly. Here's some traffic.
Now, Craig Stammen joins us here, Padres' new manager. And Craig, listen, I've had the opportunity to play for two managers that were in their first year, Don Mattingly and the late Ryan Sandberg in Philadelphia. Both of them had their struggles. Even though these are the best of the best type of players, they had their struggles. Where do you see yourself in terms of your staff and leaning on your staff to kind of be able to help you in those first year kind of struggles that many managers deal with at some point?
You're right. I'm going to lean on my staff a lot. And I remember having, small conversations with Bob Melvin about some of this stuff. And he was talking about some of the things he wished he knew when he was a first year manager. And this was way back when I wasn't even thinking about this. We were just kind of talking. And he's like, I wish that I wouldn't have tried to do everything myself. He said, I felt like I had to be involved in everything and I had to be a part of every decision. And he goes, it's just not the case. He goes, there's a few things that I do need to be in charge of and as the manager, but I got good people around me. If I got good people around me, I just got to be able to trust them.
Right.
That'll be the hard part, but we're going to build that trust within the clubhouse, within the coaching staff. So I'm not doing it all myself. We're going to share responsibility. We're going to share the successes. I'll take the blame, and then we'll see where the dust settles. But I'll, obviously, hopefully gain a lot of experience where we get to the end of the season and we're in that playoff hunt.
Yeah.
That we're rolling and we're humming and we got a good process going.
Now, you mentioned, kind of building off what Mike has done here the last couple of years, adding to his legacy. You obviously have your own strengths, though. Where do you see your strengths being able to be applied to this ball club and how it may be of help?
Yeah, Mike had so much experience of organizing, how to be a great baseball team. He'd been mentored by many great managers, and he'd taken a lot from those guys. And I just listened to what he had to say about that stuff, and I saw how he did it, observing and listening to how he kind of went about his business. So a lot of the things that he did, I'm going to probably keep doing the same thing. What I think I can add is maybe just I'm a little younger. I got a little bit more energy.
Yeah.
I've got some relationships within the clubhouse that are maybe a little bit different. Does that give me the avenue to push them in a little bit different way, or like sneak in there to get them to do a few things that they haven't been quite open to in the past? Maybe I don't know. We'll find out. But, I'm going to treat them, with respect and hopefully get that respect back. And we're going to try to make this team as best they can be.
Craig Stammen joins us here, Padres' new manager. And Craig, you're clearly coming this with your eyes wide open with this situation. I heard you say partnering on multiple occasions up on the stand there. What does that look like for the fans who are listening and may not know what partnering looks like? What exactly is that?
Yeah, partnering, it's a give and a take. We have relationships with our families, our moms, our dads, our wives. It's not always my way or the highway.
Right.
There's got to be, even in this decision to become the manager, there was a lot of give and take with me and Audrey, deciding what was important to her and what we were going to miss by taking this, what was important to me, what I was going to miss in this, and then coming to a decision that works best for both of us. And I think those types of things can happen throughout the year with players, trying to get them on the field to do certain things in practice or in the game. but like partnering them in the way that's like, it's not just my decision.
Right.
You know, we're in this together. We're accomplishing a goal together. It's not my, you know, championship that we're going to win. It's our championship. It's the Padres championship. It's AJ's, it's John's, it's Eric's, it's Manny's, it's Toddy's.
Right.
It's all of ours together. It's Ruben's. You know, we share that success together. I'll handle the blame, and then we'll do this together.
Last one, I'll let you get out of here. I know you got a busy day ahead of you. Mike Schilt did a terrific job of really shielding his players. He always was the man taking all the arrows coming at the ball club. But you also mentioned being able to push the guys. What does that look like? Because I think oftentimes fans hear, you know, managers take the arrows and they're under the impression that there isn't any, you know, pushing going on the backside of that. What does that look like sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, we got great players. So, like, the amount of pushing I need to do is limited.
Right.
But we can give them new ideas on how to navigate a season. And Mike was so good at, like, handling the players and taking the arrows, like you said, in the media and throughout the season and pumping those guys up and making them feel great. But there's ways that, like, maybe they haven't been exposed to, and that's what we're going to challenge our staff to do, is come up with creative ways to keep Manny Machado, you know, healthy for a full season. Xander Bogaerts healthy for a full season as they get a little older in age, and you know, can we have guys peaking at the right time and stuff like that? Just like open to new ideas and creative ideas, and the players will be partnering with that with the coaching staff to create something that we think will, you know, build us a championship team.
Now, Craig Stammen joins us here, Padres' new manager. And Craig, listen, I've had the opportunity to play for two managers that were in their first year, Don Mattingly and the late Ryan Sandberg in Philadelphia. Both of them had their struggles. Even though these are the best of the best type of players, they had their struggles. Where do you see yourself in terms of your staff and leaning on your staff to kind of be able to help you in those first year kind of struggles that many managers deal with at some point?
You're right. I'm going to lean on my staff a lot. And I remember having, you know, small conversations with Bob Melvin about some of this stuff. And he was talking about some of the things he wished he knew when he was a first year manager. And this was way back when I wasn't even thinking about this. We were just kind of talking. And he's like, you know, I wish that I wouldn't have tried to do everything myself. He said, I felt like I had to be involved in everything and I had to be a part of every decision. And he goes, it's just not the case. He goes, there's a few things that I do need to be in charge of and as the manager, but, you know, I got good people around.
Sam Levitt out in Arizona, Matt Scraby in the Bill House Studios. We know how. Getting ready for the game tonight between the Padres and the Cubs, starting at 5 p.m. here on 97.3 The Fan. Now, I came across something in the break, and I don't know if Sam's aware of it, so I'm just going to put it up on the screen real quick. And it is Jackson Wolf, the pitcher, is a DJ. Did you know this, Sam? Did you see this? Is this in the closed portion?
Well, I did not see this.
Tristan McKenzie put up a story on Instagram.
I did not see Jackson Wolf DJing, but I did see a DJ set in that spot playing music. I did not see Jackson Wolf
now
actually doing it.
Next to Nick Castellanos, doesn't that mean he's in front of Manny's locker?
That is in front of Manny's locker, yes.
Wow. I don't know if I would do that, but as long as he's entertaining his friends or his teammates,
as long as everybody's okay with it, wants to hear the DJing, sure. I didn't know that Jackson Wolf was such a DJ.
I didn't know either, but now we do. 27 run output yesterday, Sam. Other than the wind, what did you think about it? I mean,
have you noticed behind me how empty it is?
Yeah.
Everybody's by the fields. Maybe I should have been over there. I should take my stuff over there so it's a little bit more lively.
No, you don't want to talk. You don't want to talk about the team next to the team.
I talk about them right here next to the batting cages.
It's like
no, but I could go out in the field over there, by the fans.
That's true.
Maybe during the next break I'll switch locations. I'll go by the fans.
You totally have to do that.
Why?
I mean, if you want to,
fans. I like being with the fans.
You should. Okay, you should.
What were you going to ask me about? 27 run outbursts?
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. A lot of offense, a 12-run second inning, 13 combined home runs. Now I won't totally discredit the hitters. However, it was a very, very windy day in Peoria with the wind blowing out. So that was part of it. It also created some fly balls that got lost and a lot of errors and some Mariner defense that was not very good whatsoever. So that was part of it. But hey, you want offense even in Cactus League games, and Padres got a lot of it yesterday.
Yeah,
yes.
and they scored 5 runs off of Luis Castillo, which Luis Castillo is one of the better pitchers in baseball.
Well, yeah, and I will say this about the Sung Moon Song home run. He hit it hard. Like, that was a healthy swing, and I think that's going out even with no wind. I mean, it went way out beyond the bullpen in right field with the wind, but he got all of it, and that was an encouraging sign. That was, of course, before he came out with the oblique issue, but that was an encouraging sign for Song, the fact that took a guy like Castillo deep. It wasn't a 99-mile-per-hour fastball, but I think it was like 94, 95. Okay, so some pretty good velocity. You'll certainly see harder in the major leagues, but okay. And, with Song in particular, I do think looking at his body type and that swing yesterday, I think he's going to have pop. I do. I think he's going to be a guy who, if he can hit major league pitching consistently, is going to have some pop. He's pretty well built. So, good moment for him. And look, again, the wind played a part in all of it, and kind of a wacky game, but you'll certainly take it. You'd rather win 27-6.
Yeah.
Was it 5 or 6? I think 6.
6.
27-6 rather than lose 27-6.
Of course, you don't want to do. Yeah, you definitely don't want to lose 27-6. The whole thing with Sung, is it Sung Moon? It's Sung Moon, right?
Sung Moon Song.
Sung Moon Song. Okay, I got to get this. We were talking about earlier in the week, and his at-bats that I saw over the weekend and early in the week, they weren't great, but it seems like he figured not everything out, but he figured something out in the last couple of days. So how much do you think we're going to see him on the opening or not? Let me rephrase that. Is he going to be on the opening day roster? He has to be, right?
Well,
I asked you the question and then I answered it. So go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I think for Song, I think very high likelihood as long as he's healthy. And that's part of the reason why I've been saying now for a couple of weeks, I feel like this right now is down to one bench spot available. But from what has been reported, it doesn't sound like, he has the right to deny an assignment to the minor leagues. So if you wanted to let him, get his feet wet a little bit at the minor league level, hit a little bit more, hit some higher velocity, you certainly could do that. So, look, I don't know if it's a guarantee. The feeling I've had about it is that he would be on the opening day roster. And look, there's a number of different things with him you have to now consider. Number one, we've got a little league team, or not a little league, but a youth baseball team walking by.
Oh, that's cool. They think you're really important because you are.
Yeah, I gave them a wave. Youth baseball, they're not little league. But Song I was talking about.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about him as well right now is that, they're trying him at different defensive positions, right? He played shortstop yesterday before he came out. Sounds like they want to throw him in left field at some point and try to increase his versatility. And that could certainly play a role in him making the opening day roster as well. And of course, now Scraby, the big question is going to be, is he going to be healthy enough to be on the opening day roster? But the good news is that if not, it would allow you to carry somebody else for the time being and give that spot to somebody that's competing for a spot right now. So, wouldn't be, I suppose, the worst thing in the world if Song, you gave him some time to get fully healthy and you ultimately end up being able to carry another guy if that spot opens up. So we'll see. I think we're still a little ways away, even though we're starting to come down the home stretch with 2.5 weeks left of spring training. That's a long time. A lot can go right, and unfortunately, a lot can go wrong in that time period.
So far this spring training, I've really enjoyed the different lineups that they've put out there. And today it's another different lineup. Jackson Merrill, Andujar, Cronenworth, Castellanos, Sheets, Laureano, France, Campusano, McCoy, and then Marquez is starting. But what I found interesting was they have Castellanos at first and Gavin Sheets in left field, which is just telling me they're trying to figure out ways to get both those bats in the lineup.
Sure. Yeah, look, it's also a bit of a function of they have the at-bats to hand around right now because of the guys gone for the WBC. But I think it's a fair point, Scraby. You know, look, I don't expect that Gavin Sheets is going to play a ton of outfield, but you know, we've talked about this quite a bit when discussing the bench spots. You know, let's say Song makes the team, he's healthy, makes the team. And let's say for what would be that final bench spot, they used an infield type. Let's just say Mason McCoy, for example. Well, in that case, you're not going to have a typical fourth outfielder, right? Like, to me, and we've talked about it, Bryce Johnson fits that bill exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't put him on the team, then you're not going to have that kind of guy. So you are going to need other guys available to play a little outfield if need be. Look, ideally, your outfield is Laureano, Merrill, Tatis.
Mm-hmm.
Like every day, those guys are not going to take a ton of days off. Sure, you could give guys a DH day, but those guys, if healthy, are playing every day.
Yes.
And our fixtures there and are hopefully doing great things and healthy. And that's one heck of an outfield if those guys stay healthy all year. But we know reality. Reality is that you're probably going to need some guys to fill in from time to time. So I certainly understand. I'm sure it's not their ideal scenario for Gavin to be in left field, but could you see a point in the year because of circumstances where you got to go put him out there for a couple of days? Yeah, I mean, that stuff happens. So I get it. And obviously Castellanos continues to work at first base and is putting in a lot of work there. That's also on my to-do list the next couple of days, is to talk to him a little bit and kind of get an update on how first base is going. I think he's looked pretty good there so far, but obviously it's a very intricate position to learn and adapt to. So, but yeah, I also today having Merrill in the leadoff spot.
Yes.
You know, I thought AJ Cass. I know I'm rambling here, but
no, keep going.
I know AJ Cassavell had a good newsletter. I think it was a piece, newsletter, or whatever you want to call it. I think it was his newsletter where
it gets converted into an article.
Got
it's
it. So
everywhere.
He had a good thing today that I read in the afternoon, really breaking down that leadoff spot. And he kind of made the point that Jackson would be an option, you know, at the leadoff. And that's certainly true. I don't know that we expect it. And that's not a knock on Jackson at all. I think there would actually be a lot of good things about him batting leadoff. I just don't know that it necessarily works with the righties that you then would possibly have after that. And, you know, look, Jackson, I think, also likes to swing, and he says that. So I don't know that he at least at 22 at this point of his career, really kind of profiles as a leadoff hitter. Could he do it? Sure. And would he bring some good things there? Sure. But it would be an option, and we're going to find out. That's from a lineup construction standpoint, certainly. I think the biggest question right now is what they do with that leadoff spot. I mean, I'm pretty confident in saying that it's not going to be Fernando. I just feel like all signs have pointed that way. Now, as AJ points out in his piece today, you know, yeah, Fernando's probably the best guy. like he's the guy that makes the most sense. But I feel pretty confident in saying that it's not going to be him. It not on opening day.
Yeah,
I don't know that it'll be that way the whole year. So the point is they have to figure out that spot, and it could be Xander, could be Jake, could be Merrill. You know, I don't think we've talked enough about where's Ramon Laureano going to hit. Like, is he really going to be in the bottom half of your lineup? Like,
I'm
you
okay
could
with
sell
that.
me on Laureano up there. It's tough at bat. So it's the one spot that it sounds like they really haven't figured out yet. And, you know, we're going to see, is it going to be a fixture up there? Is it going to be more matchup based? I think it's one of the, you know, things we're going to find out about Craig Stammen as the year rolls along is what kind of flexibility does he have both day to day, and when guys are struggling, is he willing to adjust the lineup? Because reality is with Mike Schilt, that was not the case. I mean, Mike was going to have Tatis batting first, Rise batting second, and that was it.
Yep.
And there was just not flexibility there. And, you know, I'll let the listeners, you know, have their opinion on whether that was right or wrong, but it was reality. And I don't know what ultimately Craig is going to lean, you know, as far as flexibility. I think there are a lot of fans that hope he's a little more flexible than Mike was, but it's a good question. So I know that was kind of a word vomit.
No,
of
I was hanging on every word,
but okay. But yeah, I mean, Merrill in there today, and I think it's great.
All right, we are. Chris is going to be here soon, so Sam is going to stay with us until Chris gets here. We'll talk a little bit of World Baseball Classic on the other side, and Is that okay, Sam? I heard a breath like, oh, no, I didn't
that's
know.
fine.
Okay, good. All right.
No, that's fine. I have not seen a ton of it today. I've
That's
kind
fine.
of followed along
We're
the
just
results.
talking about
but-
it. I saw
I know they
Shohei
got
hit a grand slam.
The DR plays soon. Team
Yep.
USA plays tonight, right? So
Yeah.
I'll when we're watching the game and I got my laptop in front of me, I'll be locked into those as well.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it more on the other side.
Ben and Wood.
Mediterranean food. Try Spiros for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. For dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com. Matt Scraby, San Diego. Sam Levitt, Arizona, getting ready for the game tonight between the Padres and the Padres and the Cubs. I have no idea what just happened.
Sorry, everybody.
I just heard some sort of poof in my
if you want me
ear.
to be honest, I had like a little burp coming up, and then I kind of forgot I was on the air.
Well, I'm okay. I'm okay with you hitting the
and then I just kind of went
mute button. All right. So I don't want to call this.
Do you ever have that? I mean,
yes.
You know what's funny is like there are times where I kind of like forget I'm on the air. Like I don't know what a good example would be. Like honestly, sometimes post game with callers, if they're going on and on, I just like kind of like I'm like zoned out. I'm like I could totally forget I'm live. My mic's on.
Like game 98, and yeah, I can totally understand that. That's really funny actually. You're just kind of like I've done that before too. I've done that.
Forgot where I
too.
was.
It's okay. It's all
you know
right.
what it is too is like you and I like were chatting during the break, so like you almost like forget.
That is true. That is true. Like sometimes I'm like, wait a second, we're actually on right now. We can't be saying swear words and all that good stuff.
Actually, I would really, before we get into whatever you want to talk about, I would really love to know right now on a Friday at 3:40. I would really love to know where are people listening from? Are you in the car? Are you at home? Are you at work? Find me on X, Sammy Lev, SAMMYLEV. Instagram DM's open as well. Sammy Lev there too.
You could also do it on the chat if you want to.
Or you can do it on the chat.
Yeah. But Sam will probably read yours more than, quicker than I will read it. But where do I usually get people telling me they have like a routine. Like it's the show's all day in the background on their computer, and then when they get into the car, they either turn on the radio or they keep on the YouTube with the YouTube Premium. But a lot, from what I get, a lot of people put it on in a tab in their computer, and then they listen. And if they want to go back and watch something, that's what they do that for. And I know that a lot of people do start in the beginning and also try to catch up as the day goes along. So Nate says, at my desk at work. Kayla says at work.
Oh, there's Kevin AC. Hi, Kevin. I'm on the radio.
you definitely have to say that to people around there, too.
Him. There he goes.
There he goes. The man, the myth, the legend. I don't know if we're
guy.
That's my guy.
It's a guy I text when I'm at the gym at 5:30.
Chris is going to show up here soon. Soon. I don't know. He does this, Sam. And it kind of stresses me out / frustrates me. But it's, guys, I'm going to be there at 3:30. No ifs, ands, or buts. You can count on me to be there at 3:30. And then we inevitably.
All right, well, you got me.
I know, but we inevitably get the text. Then. We inevitably get the text that says, ... little late, ... not my fault. And I'm like, all right, let's get into traffic, and then we'll talk a little bit about the baseball or World Baseball Classic.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Albertsons, Bonds, and Pavilions. Got a few problems here. One of them is a crash on eastbound 8 right before the 5. It's over to the right shoulder. Stall being cleared on westbound 8 at the northbound 163 connector ramp. Also, northbound 15, Mira Mesa Boulevard off ramp. There is a collision west on the 56 before Carmel Country Road. Watch out for some debris in that slow lane. Shop Vons and Albertsons for savings on family favorites right now. Jenny owned 93% lean ground turkey, 16 ounces is $4.99 with membership where applicable. Visit Vons or Albertsons.com for more deals and ways to save. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right. World Baseball Classic last night saw a bunch of fireworks from Team Japan. Now, Team Japan is going to be trying to defend their title, but Team USA, Sam, Team USA has something this year. I think they got what it takes to challenge Team Japan for the title in the World Baseball Classic. Bobby Witt said, we're ready. We're not going to let what happened last time happen this time. How into the World Baseball Classic are you?
As it's getting started more so. Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched a ton so far. I mean, these games have been on very late, and then they were on in the morning and throughout the day. So I haven't watched a ton of the live action. But yeah, I'm into it. I'm looking forward to Team USA tonight and the Dominican. Two games that they probably should win against Brazil and the Dominican playing Nicaragua. So yeah, look, the Japan highlights, obviously kind of an electric atmosphere there. Game certainly, you'd expect they would win. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, that Dominican team, man, that lineup is tremendous. And same thing with the U.S. I think the U.S. Bullpen in particular is really, really good. And considering, the one thing about the WBC is that, with these major leaguers, these starters are not going 7 innings. So, you really got to rely on kind of your pitching staff as a whole. So I really do focus on kind of the quality of the staff as a whole rather than the names at the top, because the reality is, it's not really about the names at the top. It's kind of about who you got beyond that and kind of what your depth is pitching wise. So should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to Fernando and Manny for the Dominican and seeing what they do. Fernando playing in the WBC for the first time and for a country that he very deeply cares about, and he's going to be ready to rock and hopefully his talent on full display.
They actually get underway here in about 15 minutes, so I'm going to turn that on.
All right,
TV.
7 p.m. Eastern. Yep.
But their lineup today. Yep. Sam. Fernando Tatis Jr. leading off for the Dominican Republic. It's all over. It's all over.
That, though.
I know. Ketel Marte, Juan Soto, Vlad Jr., Manny Machado, Junior Caminero, Julio Rodriguez. Is it? It's not Austin Wells. Why?
Austin Wells. Yes.
For the Dominican.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Geraldo Perdomo rounds that out. I just didn't expect it. I'm sorry. I did not expect that to happen. He is on a stacked team.
I want to. Oh, the U.S. hasn't put their lineup out.
No,
yet.
They did. They did.
Oh, they did?
Apparently, yes. Do you want me to give it to you?
Well, I kind of want to compare these lineups. I really haven't done this with anybody to say what lineup do I think is better on paper.
Yeah.
I want to see it though. I want to.
You got to look at it.
Team USA announces lineup. Here we go. Why do they make this so hard?
They do make it hard
on the internet. I mean, there's just a million. I mean, there's ads. I mean,
and then the information you want is buried.
There it is. Okay. Here we go. All right, let's compare these lineups. All right. I've not done this with anybody. Let's compare these lineups. Dominican. I mean, this is the top 7 of the Dominican. Tatis, Ketel Marte, Juan Soto, Vlad Guerrero, Machado, Junior Caminero, Julio Rodriguez, Austin Wells, Geraldo Perdomo, who's good.
Yes.
Very, very good lineup. Then you've got the U.S. Witt, Harper, Judge, Schwarber, Bregman, Raleigh, Anthony, Buxton, Terang.
We should go position by position.
Just at first glance, I don't know. I don't know. Is the Dominican lineup a little bit longer, 1 through 9?
I think so, Sam.
Maybe.
I think so.
Terang's good.
Terang is good.
Really good. It's very hard to compare.
Roman Anthony's a question mark a little bit.
Like the top 5 spots: Witt, Harper, Judge, Schwarber, Bregman.
I mean, that's outstanding.
That's against Tatis, Marte, Soto, Guerrero, Machado. Very hard. Very hard.
I'm going to say this, Sam. The Dominican, I think, has a better lineup because they just have Roman Anthony. If we're going to really nitpick, Roman Anthony is the left fielder for the team, and Juan Soto is the left fielder for the Dominican team. Bobby Witt Jr., shortstop for the American team. Geraldo Perdomo, shortstop for the Dominican.
You know what? That's a good idea. Let's do it position by position.
All right. Bryce Harper is the first baseman. Vlad Jr. is Dominican's first baseman. Aaron Judge, right field. Tatis, yeah. Oof. And then you got Kyle Schwarber at the DH, and that's Junior Caminero. Alex Bregman at third, and then you got Manny at third.
Yeah.
Cal Raleigh catching. You got Austin Wells catching.
Yeah,
Cal Raleigh takes that one.
Yeah.
Byron Buxton center field, and they have Julio Rodriguez. and Bryce Tranick second.
Rodriguez.
Yeah, I think the Dominican has a better team.
I think you could argue the Dominican's lineup is, I don't know, maybe a little longer in maybe that top 5. I mean, it sounds crazy with Witt, Harper, Judge, Schwarber, Bregman on the other side, but I don't know.
I mean Fernando, Cattell, Marte, Juan Soto, Vlad Jr., Manny.
Marte, Soto, Guerrero. I mean, Machado,
that's pretty ridiculous. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, we'll see. Hey, it's why this event is fun, because it's kind of like dream team lineups.
All right, we're going to completely switch gears as we're waiting for Chris Ello to come and show up in Las Vegas. But last night on the Scraby Show, I'm not going to name them, but they chatted. They were on the plane heading towards spring training. And so they were watching the show, which I thought was really cool, that you're watching a show while you're flying to Arizona. That's awesome. And you're commenting and everything. But this person started typing, Sam. The person next to me won't stop talking to me. And he's asked me out. So we started talking about this last night. What is your go-to when you don't want someone to talk to you on a plane or sit next to you on a plane? My go-to is to look extremely mean in that seat. Like, just look. I
don't have a go-to because
the most unpleasant person on earth.
Yeah, I mean, you want to make people feel welcomed and
not on a plane.
I have trouble being like rude.
I mean, that's a normal.
I would like kind of start putting my headphones back, and it's probably what I would do.
Yeah, that's
or like just short answers, be like, oh yeah. Like, oh yeah, that's crazy.
See, that doesn't always work.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It doesn't always work. When I was going to Ireland, I had to pretend like I was asleep because the person next to me wanted to talk.
On my flight back from Japan, I had a talker next to me.
On your flight back from Japan?
Yeah. But she was very nice. She was very, very nice. We had a nice conversation.
But how long did you talk in total? Like, that's like an 11-hour flight?
My headphones were in, but she did, like, throughout the flight, like, just say stuff to me and then I'd have to take them out and go, what?
Oh, that's the worst. You have to pause whatever you're watching on the screen.
Have you seen that guy on or anybody out there listening, that guy in TikTok, Instagram Reels, who, like, he makes a lot of funny videos. I don't know how to describe it. Like, he plays characters, and like one of his characters is going up to somebody he works with, and he starts the video by going, headphones out.
It's actually really funny. I need to look for that guy. That would be brutal. And asking someone out on a flight is gutsy, because then you're stuck next to that person for the duration of the flight. Now, luckily, it was only to Phoenix, so it wasn't that long of a flight. But there's only been one time that someone really tried to talk to me, and they were completely wasted. And it was I think I was going from Boston to LA, and this guy, they kept serving this guy. And finally, Sam, he just passed out, which was the greatest thing ever. He passed out like while he was talking to himself. It was bad. It was bad. So Rod says, ask Sam if he travels with his on-air sign, the little thing that you clip on that says you're on the air.
That'd be pretty funny.
That would be hilarious.
I do not.
You do not. All right.
No.
Well, Chris L is supposed to be here soon.
All right. When he gets here, we'll bring him in. Stop giving everybody updates.
He told me he was going to be here at 3:30, so I didn't prepare enough for me to go through the entire show without him.
All right, so we'll figure out some stuff to talk about in the meantime.
We will.
You want me to get a guest? Do you want me to get a player? See if somebody's here in the batting cages? Literally, there's not one person in the batting cages. There's not one person on the bullpen mounds. I don't know what's going on that. Maybe I can go in the backfield and talk to some fans. You want me to go talk to some fans?
Sure, if you want. No, yeah, go talk to any fans. I mean, they're all probably lining up for this game, right?
Yeah, the backfield stuff's probably about wrapping up, so they're probably heading over to the stadium.
Do you know who's on the backfield today? If you don't, it's okay.
Everybody?
I mean, I see. I thought there was sometimes they have Walker Buehler going out in the backfield and all that stuff.
Yes, sometimes they have activities. Spring training is kind of like summer camp. There is a schedule. There are places you need to be. There are activities. There's a lunch, a mess hall, if you will, lunchroom. So snacks, they got snacks.
I just got a text.
Designated areas for activities.
I just got a text from Chris, and doesn't make me happy. Doesn't make me happy at all.
What he say?
Of course, he's not. He's not even close to. He's not in the hotel yet. So, he said there's a car accident and the bus is stopped.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, is right.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna figure out. Maybe I'll just stay on until 6 o'clock. Just stay on through the first 3 innings.
It's just crazy. I appreciate Sam. I said, hey, no more.
I may have to go move into the sun. I'm getting cold under here.
All right. We'll talk about this in the break, but we'll come back shortly. 97.3 The Fan. you can see him talking with all of his fans on the camera right now. He has no idea that we're on right now. It's hilarious that he's just sitting there. Sammy Love helping me out as we're waiting for Chris Sello. Padres are going to be playing the Cubs tonight. He just realized it. Padres are going to be playing the Cubs tonight starting at 5 p.m. And Sam is going to be there. Tony and Jesse are going to be calling the game. Hello. You moved into the fans. There's
Yes,
Jocelyn right there.
We've moved. This is Jocelyn, very loyal 97.3 The Fan listener.
Yes, very loyal.
Absolutely. Jocelyn, remind me of your name again? Jalen. Jocelyn and Jalen.
Jocelyn and Jalen.
Having a great time here in Peoria. So we're out here with the fans right now. Hi, nice to see you. Yes, of course, of course. See, this is why I got to be out here with the fans.
You have to be out there with the fans. You are a man of the people. I got to sign
some baseballs.
oh, you're getting signed baseballs?
The sun is shining here, so I'm a lot warmer. I'm actually a lot happier.
Weren't you guys just complaining it was like too hot there for the last 3 weeks?
It was hot.
But while you're signing that, I will talk about a little news. Fan favorite here in town for some. Eric Hosmer is joining the Royals TV broadcast this season.
Yes, he is.
He said our 2014
nice seeing you.
Our 2014 and 15 run wasn't just championship, but a city finding out what it was capable of. So he's going to be an announcer. I don't know how he's going to do. I thought he does okay with the podcast. I thought he was pretty good actually with the podcast, but I don't know if he's going to be a good like color analyst.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, look, for the city of Kansas City, that's a good get. Look, he won a World Series with them and was a big player there, so it makes a lot of sense. Don't know that it would be as well received in San Diego.
No.
But in Kansas City, I think it makes a lot of sense. So those fans, I'm sure, will like it.
You know, we were talking about, speaking of Kansas City, I know I'm going to do a roundabout way, but we're talking about WBC teams. And another team that's pretty good is the Venezuelan team because they have Salvador Perez. He's the catcher. They have Ronald Acuna. They have Luis Ariz.
Yeah, very much so.
And they, you know, I always kind of think about, I know that we don't talk about world news a lot, but I always kind of think about how hard it would be to be here while everything's going on back home. And I know that it affects Luis Ariz, so maybe the Venezuelan team can use it for some motivation or something. I'm cheering for Team Venezuela.
Yeah, no, they're a good team. Could certainly come out of that pool. So we shall see. Scraby, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to the USA game and the Dominican game and watching those guys perform.
Yes.
So
I'm trying to turn on the TV right now because the Dominican game just started. But it hasn't. It's still Puerto Rico. And no, it's on a different channel. Anyway, all right, Sam. Aztecs basketball tonight. They are going to be playing UNLV. Now, they lost to Boise State the other night, and it wasn't good. They went down by a lot. They were up at one point. Or no, they weren't up. I'm sorry. They were down by at least 15 points at one point. But it just doesn't seem like this Aztecs basketball team is going to be able to come together. And it just doesn't seem like they're the cohesive team that we've seen in the past. I know you haven't really been on the Aztecs beat here the last couple of weeks, but do you think that if they make the tournament, how likely is it that they move on into multiple rounds?
Well, I think for the Aztecs, obviously it has not been the season that they envisioned, that their fans envisioned. Been quite disappointing, but you never know. I mean, this time of year is weird, Scraby. You know, you get hot at the right time, you find something at the right time. Look, in order to make the tournament, they're going to have to get somewhat hot over the course of a few days to go win the Mountain West tournament and secure a bid. So, you know, that would be a step in the right direction. If they were to go win the tournament, you know, that kind of means that they're doing something right and gaining some steam at the right time. So, you know, put nothing past them if they do that. But I think first things first, they got to figure out how they're going to go win this tournament, because, you know, if you know, they play the way they've kind of played throughout the year, which has been very inconsistent, you know, I think it's kind of unlikely they're going to get to the final day and win it. So we shall see, but you never know this time of year. It's why it's March Madness.
It's yes, it is mad. It's just unfortunate how everything has gone with college sports, because San Diego State, before this whole NIL thing, had a chance. It was getting good players, and they still get good players, but they're just not going to be able to compete. But now that they're going to be in the Pac-12 tomorrow, next year, hopefully it helps their program. I mean, that's the whole goal, is for their program to be taken up another level. Now, I saw this. Our guy, Mark Ziegler, you actually made me aware of this, but the Mountain West moved him, because he's been doing the Mountain West tournament coverage forever, and they moved all the reporters behind a basket. That's kind of, I understand that they're there for free and all that stuff, the reporters, but they move them behind a basket. Would you be angry as a guy who covers sports if they moved you?
I mean, yeah, certainly from a broadcast standpoint, yeah. I mean, that's a big deal. It's a lot harder to call a basketball game from behind the basket than it is from courtside. In fact, I always thought the easiest angle to call a basketball game was actually from a little bit higher up, kind of behind the first section. I actually thought it was a little bit easier. You can kind of get a better view of the court and anticipate a little bit better. I actually have always thought.
Interesting.
But yeah, look, I understand, Mark's tweets and his displeasure, right? I mean, you're there to cover a game and do a job and kind of get the best view and access you can. And it sounds like, they moved him and didn't really give him any warning either, for a league that I think wants attention. So I get it. And, yeah, I think, look, I can't speak on it from a writer's standpoint, but certainly from a broadcast standpoint, you'll see in the, this is kind of a separate topic, but you'll see, especially in the NFL, in college football, these broadcast crews get put in the talk about a tough spot to call the game from, the corner of the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't be farther from the opposite end zone. So that stuff matters, certainly broadcast wise. So from that perspective, I can certainly relate.
Yeah, I thought that, I like a good Twitter complaint every once in a while. And Mark gave a good complaint last night.
When I was, again, I'm rambling here, but I suppose we have time to do that. When I was in Amarillo, new stadium. Hi, nice to see you. Hey,
look at him, a man of the people.
Actually, fans are kind of clearing out here because they're going over the stadium for the game. But I should have come over earlier, man. Who knows what would have happened?
I guess so.
It's actually probably good. I haven't. It's probably not the best radio is to be constantly saying hello to people here. But when I was in Amarillo, they built a brand new stadium, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I get there in 2019, and the press box and the radio booths were all the way down the right field line. Literally, I was sitting on first base, was our home broadcast booth.
Why? Who was behind home plate?
Just the way they wanted to utilize the second level behind the plate for a club area. It was really nice. It was probably the right decision from a financial standpoint and a selling seat standpoint, but they put the entire press box, both radio booths, the writers area, our video production room, PA announcer, official scorer, all of it. I mean, we were in basically shallow right field almost.
That was a
very difficult place to call a game from. However, the only good thing was that I got to do it, 70 times a season. So you got used to it.
Yeah.
But it was very difficult because especially balls to the outfield where you had runners on base, because when you're calling a game from behind home plate, you got everything in front of you.
Yeah,
you got outfielders, your eyes move, but you're looking one way to the field. When you're sitting at first base or shallow right field and you've got a ball, let's say, hit down the right field line, and then you're trying to track where runners are on the bases, your head is literally on a swivel. You're like, line drive down the right field line, fair, and rolling into the corner. Then you're whipping your head back to see what the runners are doing. Then you're whipping your head back to see what the right fielder's doing. Then you're whipping your head back to see what the runners are doing. Then you're whipping your head back to see the relay throw. Then you're whipping your head back to see the play at the plate. Very different and very difficult. Hard to get used to.
You're like Willow Smith. You whip your hair back and forth.
That's right.
That was a great reference. Okay.
Speaking of hair, that's another thing I got to figure out here in Peoria, if I should get a haircut before I return home or not. A couple of years ago, I had a really, really bad experience getting a haircut here. It was horrible.
What happened?
Horrible. Got a horrible cut.
Like,
I mean, just
it was
no
that
blend,
bad?
no blend on the sides. It was a ridiculous haircut. Absolutely ridiculous. So my guy Travis in North Park does a great job. I'm considering maybe I just let it go until we get back.
If you got a guy like Travis doing your hair, you need to let Travis.
Travis
do
might
your
be
hair.
listening right now.
I have my girl Britt. She does my hair, and she's been doing my hair for a long time. So,
well, I've said to you many times, one of the things that you offer everyone, or potential partners, in the dating world,
whatever
is that you've got a beautiful full head of hair.
Thank you, I do,
and better than mine. I mean, I've got hair, but
you got the pipes. I got like a little small Kermit the Frog sounding voice, but you got the voice of God pipes. He's not going to
know what to say.
You don't know what to say. You know you have announcer voice.
So I came out here to kind of be in the sun and by the people, and now it's totally cleared out. Everybody's going to the game.
Well, you know
and
what, Sam?
I'm all alone here.
I am going to say, because Chris is making his way up to his room right now, you are going to be free to go here.
What?
Sir. Yes, you're free to go.
I will reminisce with you for a second.
Sure.
And I know this has been all over the place. So people tuning in for the first time to 97.3.
This is not how it usually goes. This is not how it usually goes. We have a much more structured show.
Let me reminisce with you for a second. You probably recall us being on the air together for a while the day of the Dylan Cease trade.
Yes.
When they were leaving for Korea. And I had my laptop set up right out there by the concession stand.
I remember this,
in the middle of the backfields. And we were on for hours. We kept on going.
We were there for hours, and I believe you almost got locked in or something. You were so afraid that they were going to lock you in.
Yeah, that was a weird situation. That was was that my first spring training? No, that was my second spring training. I don't know why I was so scared. Nowadays, I wouldn't.
No, but I can understand. Like, I've actually been in a place where they've locked my car in.
Yeah, nowadays,
it's a terrible
I'd
feeling.
figure it out. But
yeah, that was actually pretty cool. I actually got to announce on the station that Dylan Cease was traded to the Padres, and that was a highlight. So far.
Another thing about that trade that's interesting in retrospect.
What?
If you look at like the prospect package that went back, I mean, Jairo Iriarte, I think, got released by the White Sox. I could be wrong about that.
I'm gonna go get this.
Not
trade.
that anybody listening really cares at this point. But
Jairo Iriarte, he was at the time the number 8 prospect.
Did I make that up? Did he?
No, he's on the White Sox.
No, they did DFA him, and then I guess
he came back.
He must cleared waivers and no, he's back. So he stayed with the White Sox. He's still with the White Sox, but they did DFA him at one point. And Thorpe got hurt. I haven't heard anything about Samuel Zavala.
I haven't heard anything about Thorpe since they traded him.
He got hurt. He got Tommy
No,
John,
I know that. I know that.
Yeah,
Steven Wilson's not on the White Sox anymore. He's now
just
with the
interesting.
Rays.
I mean, that trade didn't really pan out, at least to this point, from a White Sox standpoint. You gave away a pitcher for 2 years. I mean, that was supposed to be a big haul. So
that was supposed to be
to this point, that's a very nice trade by AJ.
How much are we going to miss Dylan Cease this year?
Well, I think there are a lot of fans who are going to say, good riddance. And look, I understand it was very up and down last year. I understand he just last year was never quite as good as you wanted him to be, as dominant as you wanted him to be. I think the postseason leaves a little sour taste in people's mouths, although he was pretty good last year in the postseason, but I'm talking more about 2024.
Yeah.
However, I will say this, Scraby, it's a tall order to replace a guy who's pretty quality and goes out there and makes a start every fifth day and eats up innings and strikes out a lot of guys.
Yep.
You are going to miss that. You're going to miss a guy who went out there, made his starts, ate up innings, and a lot of days gave you a pretty darn good chance to win a baseball game. So I get it. I totally, not that the Padres were going to re-sign him anyway for what he got, but I understand why, a lot of fans kind of felt like, hey, we'll see you later. No big deal.
I don't think
but I will say he is a guy who, went out there and pitched and ate up a lot of innings and struck out people. And I think on most days gave you a good chance to win. So that is something they're going to miss.
You never had to worry about whether or not he was going to make the start.
No, in fairness to Dylan, I mean, that's something that is, yes, they're going to have to replace this season some way, somehow.
All right, Sam, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it. We will talk next week, I'm sure. Not as in-depth, I don't think, but I will be out there in a few weeks. Appreciate you, Sam. Thank you.
So we got a comment here. Always good to see Sammy. Why are you in a hurry to kick him to the curb?
See, I'm not in a hurry to kick him to the curb, but I did tell him 30 minutes earlier ago, and now he's still on, and I feel bad about it. But
Chris is on his way.
He's actually trying to dial in, and you're on the line.
Sorry.
So
okay,
no, you're fine. No, we're gonna go to break. You're gonna hang up. Chris is gonna dial in.
He doesn't know how to change the setting.
He does, but it's I can already tell he's frazzled.
Okay,
I can already tell he's frazzled.
Well, I'm gonna disconnect so Chris can dial in.
All right, thank you, Sam.
It's like old school dial-up internet at home.
Someone's like switching the cords.
You can't be on the phone. If you're on the phone, I can't go on the internet, Mom.
That is hilarious. All right, Sam. See you later. Thank you.
See ya.
All right, that was Sam Levitt. As you all know, Chris Ello is going to be back with us here on the other side. So stick around for that. I believe we're going to hear about this travel chaos. Also, I think we're going to try to do a countdown by the end of the show. That was the plan a little bit ago. So we'll see if that's still the plan. But first, your traffic report here on 97.3 The Fan.
From
bugle sound effect. Do, 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 do. Chris Ello has made it to the studio.
Were you keeping everybody up to date with my travails and trials and trying to get here? My God,
Yes, I did.
You know, the things I do for all of you people out there to try to get on the show.
Is that true? Is that true?
It is true. I try. You have no idea how hard I try to get on the show. I don't have any desire not to be on. I love to be on the show. And when we're busing from the Las Vegas airport, which, by the way, used to be the McCarran Airport for years, forever and ever, it was the McCarran Airport. All of a sudden, some guy named Harry Reid has picked up the name on it. I don't know who he is.
Or a governor or a mayor or something.
Couldn't tell you, but it's now the Harry Reid Airport, R-E-I-D.
Oh, yeah, he's a senator from Nevada.
Great. What did he do?
He was a
Did
senator.
he die?
Yeah, he passed away in 2015.
Well.
Oh, wait, no, that was his office. No, wait.
Hold on. Come on. Get the breakdown.
He passed away in 2021.
2021 he passed away.
Yes.
So it'll be Harry Reid Airport, until the next senator passes away in Nevada?
I can't answer these questions, Chris.
Yeah, I know you can't. But,
I'm not part
anyway,
of the Las Vegas Tourism Authority.
I hear you. So I'm working my way back, or we're working our way back. We got the bus. The kids are, everybody wants to get to the hotel. You can see the hotel, Scrape.
What hotel are you guys at, if you don't want to say you don't need to?
I can't tell everybody that.
All
I mean,
right.
people
All
might
right.
knock the hotel down. I mean, to get to me.
I was thinking more about protecting the Aztecs women's basketball players.
Well, yeah, I am actually thinking more about that as well. So,
all right.
But we can see the hotel, and it's like a half block away, and there's like for some reason, there's a gridlock because at the corner between us and the hotel, there's like a little fender bender that these two cops are trying to break up. And these people are like having a shouting match in the middle of the street. And the cops are like, just pull over to the side. We'll get it straightened away. One guy wants to get at the other guy. I mean, it was a laughable scene. It just was.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, but we're here, and I think I got hooked up in record time, Scrape. I mean, I know you'll never appreciate my my engineering acumen, but I got this stuff like cracking in like 5 minutes. So that's something.
Leads off with a single.
Oh, you're watching the game between the DR and the Knicks, I heard.
The Nicaragua, yes.
Well, you don't like to say Nicaragua, apparently.
It's a really tough word for me to say. Ours are tough.
I've given you a shorthand for them. Just call them the Knicks. But Fernando led off with a single. Well, I told you should be batting leadoff for the Padres.
That's right.
I've been saying it all along.
That's right.
Been saying it all along.
Yeah, so that game just started. We're, again, only on the air until 5 p.m. when the Padres are going to take over. Jesse and Tony are going to take over and call the game between the Padres and the Cubs. We do have a countdown next on the other side, which Chris and I are going to power rank our top 5 bench players right now for the Padres. And I think, Chris, we do have to, because I went through some of the opening day benches since 2021, and
you think this bench has a chance to be better than those?
Yes, I could tell you who's on those if you want me to, because
let's hear some of the names real quick. Yeah, just give me some of the bench names over the last few years, because these are the guys you kind of forget about.
You do.
You spend all the spring training watching these guys, and then they make the team, and everybody celebrates, and then they kind of just go away. Let me see how many I can get.
Okay, tell me.
All right, I'm going to say last year our bench guys, Yuli Gurriel would be a bench guy last year.
Correct.
Which was, that worked out really not well at all. I don't know how else to say that.
It didn't work great.
The catching situation was another, I hate to say it was a disaster last year, wasn't it? I know we tried to prop up Martin Maldonado. We tried to live with Elias Diaz, but neither of them ever hit more than 200. So that was not a great bench piece, whoever wasn't catching. I mean, isn't that fair to say now that we look back on it?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, we tried to survive it. We tried to, Maldonado had 1 for 4 last night. He's coming around. Hey, as long as he catches the pitching staff, guys. Yeah, well, yes and no. We still would like to get a hit once in a while.
Diaz actually, hit some home runs, but other than that, he was an automatic out.
Yeah, not much from Diaz at all. I hate to say. Okay, so we
the
had
official
Gurriel.
bench player though was Martin Maldonado.
So Diaz started on opening day.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. Well, Gurriel might have started on opening day last year too. No? I don't remember. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Brandon Lockridge. Oh, sorry. Brandon Lockridge.
Go ahead. Give it to me. Lockridge, and then who was our other?
Iglesias. Jose Iglesias.
Where is Iglesias, by the way? No one has signed this guy. Yeah. Do we just not want him? We have no interest?
Well, he does have to serve a suspension to start the year.
How long is the suspension?
It's not. I'm just joking. It's like 2 games, maybe.
Yeah,
one or
come
2
on,
games.
man. Why did Iglesias fall out of favor? I thought he would have. I mean, well, we'll talk about it when we do our countdown next. But do the Padres have a better utility infielder than him right now on the roster? Do you think?
Well, we'll have to talk about that. I've got to go through these quickly, and then we'll go to break. But 2024, Higashioka, we all know that worked out. Eggy Rosario has completely fallen out of favor with the Padres. I don't even think
he's in the organization anymore.
I don't think so either. Graham Pauley was the bench player in 2024, and then Tyler Wade, and then Jose Azocar was the extra for the Soul Series. But that was that bench.
Tyler Wade was your MVP last year. So as recently as last year, anybody who listened to the roundtable knows that.
Yeah, he was my MVP, even though he wasn't on the team. 2023, Chris, this is going to there is one guy that is so random that I completely forgot about.
Okay.
I'm going to start with the obvious ones in 23, the bench players, Luis Campusano, Jose Azocar. And even this one I could remember because he hit a home run on my birthday to win the game. Rougned Odor was on the team.
Rougned Odor was, okay.
David Dahl.
David Dahl. He maybe got 6 games and then he was done. I think
he hit a home run.
Yeah, to win a game or tie a game. It was late in the game. He hit a home run. I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some really weak bench guys.
That's what I'm saying. And so my argument is that AJ Preller has learned from the past, and now he is bringing in certain guys for certain situations. You got Nick Castellanos when you need someone to hit for power. You got Miguel Andujar who can hit lefties. If we keep going back, 2022, this one is probably their best bench year. Jorge Alfaro, CJ Abrams, Hassan Kim, Jose Azocar. I don't have any issues.
Give it to me
with
again.
Those.
Jorge Alfaro, the catcher. Yeah,
yes.
LF. Yeah, we know. LFS.
CJ Abrams, Kim, and Azocar.
But CJ Abrams was really useless at that time. I hate to say.
He wasn't
really yet a big leaguer. He was just kind of taking up a roster spot.
He was, but I don't think they had anybody better than him in the minor leagues. 2021, Campusano, Kim, Jorge Mateo, and Tucupita Marcano, who got banished from baseball.
From baseball. I will say Jorge Mateo turned into a pretty good player for the Orioles. I think he led the league in steals one year when he was there. But what's interesting about that bench is you say Campusano. That was 2021.
I know,
right?
We're
so this is 2026. Think about that. We've been waiting for this guy to do something for 5 years.
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was a couple of years. He did okay. He didn't do okay. I didn't realize he was up in 2021.
Well, he had he didn't have a great year, but he had a serviceable year in 2023, which made everybody think he was going to break out, but he didn't.
That's crazy, though, that they've been waiting on him for 5 years to break out.
Yeah. Real quick, Odor this is from Dominic, who lives in the Baltimore area, Washington, D.C. area. Odor had a huge homer late in D.C. to win a game. I was there. That was on my birthday.
I do remember that game. That was a huge home run by Odor. I remember it well. Right after the
just
All-Star
over the
break.
right field wall, I believe.
Crept over.
Yeah. All right. It did creep over.
Hey, they don't ask how, just how many.
Exactly. All right, we're going to head to break. On the other side, count down our power rankings of the top 5 Padres bench
Who would
players.
you like to see make it on the bench this year?
There you go. That's nice.
All right. right, welcome back. Final segment. Seems like I just got here, Scraby, but time flies, I guess.
Man, yeah, it does feel like you just got here because you did.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Funny you should say that. I did just get here.
You did.
Hey, thanks to Sammy Levitt once again. Carrying the freight for us. I know Tony was on earlier too, but he's got the game tonight with Jesse. Padres and Mariners. Padres and Cubs tonight. It was Padres and Mariners yesterday. Scraby's watching the Dominican Republic game in the studio. What do you got? 1-1. Fernando got a base hit, came around to score.
No, it's actually Nicaragua is now 3, Dominican Republic 2.
Whoa. There's a lot happening in this game
yes,
while we're
Christopher
talking.
Sanchez for the Dominican Republic is not pitching so well against
Christopher Sanchez is coughing it up.
Yes.
All right, so the Knicks are leading over the DR 3-2. The U.S. makes its debut here in about 20 minutes.
Yes, they do.
Against Brazil.
Yes.
I really think Brazil should have an entire lineup of guys with one name. I mean, that's just, that's just the way it goes. Yeah, right. They should all be
guys.
one name. Yeah, exactly. We got our countdown coming up. Do we have to do a biggest fan, Scrape? I'm not trying to.
No. We do, and
because it's the last segment of the show.
Yes. You know what? Let me name that right now, and then I might have
thought
to
it would
answer
be.
it. All right, here we go. Congratulations, because I was going to do it later, but then I realized that Kyle's going to be on the board, so I can't hang over him trying to answer the phone. Congratulations to today's biggest fan, Jerry Hartman of Chula Vista. Jerry Hartman. Give us a call within the next 10 minutes at 833-288-0973, and you will qualify for our grand prize, 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a Padres game with all of the fan staff later this season, catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Remember to register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan. Jerry Hartman, your 10 minutes starts now.
Let's hear from you, Jerry. Let's hear from you. All right. Do you want to do a traffic before we do our countdown?
Yes.
Let's do that then, and then we get to take care of all of our business, Scrape.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Still a few problem spots here. Eastbound King Freeway at the South 805 connector ramp, crash involving a car and a motorcycle. It's now over to the right shoulder. Also southbound 15 before Balboa collision over the right shoulder. Northbound side of the 163 before Mesa College. Tow truck is helping to clear an accident involving a couple cars. Everything's over to the right shoulder. And northbound 5 coastline right before Las Flores. Reports of a 2-vehicle accident, not showing if lanes are blocked. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's now time for Gwynn and Chris to rank their top 5 of the day.
Gonna grip and rip as usual.
But this isn't just a regular top 5 list.
I love it. It sounds sadistic, but I love it.
This is the countdown. And it starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, countdown for today. It's going to be who are our 5 top guys that we'd like to see on the bench this year when the season opens. I think there's a couple of things we got to throw out there before we make our list, Scraby. One, Roman Canabria,
Romeo Sanabria. Right.
Sanabria,
Yes.
thank you. He went crazy in spring training, but he's down, right? Like they don't, guys like that. He showed himself, and they'll keep an eye on him, but he really never had a chance. Jose Miranda's kind of disappeared from view a little bit. So it's just interesting the way they look at these guys in spring training. But I think the other thing we should point out right now, I think Sung-Lung Song's going to open the season on the injured list. He got the hammy.
Earlier,
he got the hammy injury yesterday after he hit the home run.
I thought I thought he aggravated his oblique.
I'm sorry, oblique. Thank you, Scrape. Yes, oblique, and it's been a problem for a while, and so they may be cautious with him. So my list is going to assume that he opens the season on the injured list.
Ooh, that changes me then.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to. I mean, there's nothing official yet, but he's on the injured list now, and he's not going to play in spring for the time being. And I think the oblique. That sounds like at least 2-3 weeks, and especially since it's been an ongoing issue.
It's definitely worrisome because obliques are worrisome.
Is. Yeah, so I'm going to make my list assuming that he opens on the injured list. the other good thing is if he does open on the injured list, that just gives somebody else a chance to make the roster so you can kind of see who does what.
Yeah, I got a perfect guess for that.
It's not the worst thing in the world, but here we go. All right. Number 5, and this number 5 would be somebody who's not quite going to make it.
Yes.
Because remember, Andujar is going to be our assumed DH.
Yep.
And Sheets is our assumed first baseman just for the
players
for this exercise. So they don't count. We know the rest of them: Cronenworth, Manny, Bogey, right, Laureano, Merrill, Tatis, and Fermin. So there's your 9. There's only going to be 4 bench players at the beginning. So number 5 is somebody who's not going to make it to start the season.
Okay, go ahead.
Will Wagner doesn't quite make it, I say.
Oh, Will Wagner's not.
He's not even in your ballpark?
What? I don't even. Let me just say it like this. I'm not sure what he offers the team right now.
He offered what they got him for was to be Tyler Wade, but I haven't, I didn't see anything last year. Mike Schultzer liked him. He brought him up an awful lot.
He did. That's why I don't understand.
And I don't recall him doing a whole lot, but I think Will Wagner is, somebody they traded for. And I think that they like him. I just think there's not going to be room for him at the beginning of the season. So I think he's going to start in the minors if he has options. And the options things always throws me sometimes. But
me too, a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. So you went with, sorry, say it again.
Will Wagner's
That's
my number 5,
right.
Just missing the opening day roster.
My number 5 is going to be Jace Bowen, outfielder. He has had a quietly good spring training. Now his numbers, he has 304 batting average. He's 7-for-23. He has 3 doubles, 1 homer, but he's stolen 4 bases, which is, I believe, the most in spring training. So I think I don't know why I got a feeling with a 950 OPS that we're going to see him at some point, but he's just going to barely miss the opening day roster.
Now, okay. All right. Now, I don't know anything about him. Was he a draft pick or was he
I think he was picked up. I can get the transactions, but he was not a draft pick, I don't believe.
All right. Chase Bowen just going to miss, you say?
Yeah, he says he was with the Pirates for a while.
Oh, I always like somebody with a pirate background.
Yeah. Arr.
Okay. All right. Now to our 4 guys we think. Here's our 4 guys who are going to make it. Number 4 for me is going to be Bryce Johnson. I think Bryce Johnson did enough last year to warrant a chance to start on the opening day roster. This year, he's a great defensive player, so he can always come in. He gives you a lot of maneuverability in the outfield out there. It didn't hurt his cause that he bombed an opposite field home run the other day, although everybody bombed one yesterday.
Yes.
I just think Bryce Johnson's a guy that belongs on this club at least as the 25th man.
Yeah.
So I think if we already let Brendan Lockridge go, and I kind of find them to be similar, and I don't want to lose both. So Bryce Johnson's going to make it as my 4th bench guy.
That's also my 4th, Bryce Johnson. I agree.
Okay.
I agree with you
there.
that he did enough last year to get the leg up on the opening day job, and he hasn't done anything in spring training to take him out of that job. He hit a home run. He's played some good defense, and I really think that they value and trust his defense, and that's important for the coaching staff. So Bryce Johnson, our number 4.
Number 3.
Who's your number 3? You go first this time.
All right, my number 3 is going to be Ty France.
Who?
Yeah, who? Former Aztec for life. He's kind of
yeah.
No one's really talking about him. He's hit 412 so far in spring training, 7 for 17, 5 RBIs, OPS over 1,000.
There's a couple of things about Ty France, and I know I watched him way before anybody knew who he was at San Diego State, but he can hit.
Yes.
And you add to the fact that last year he won a Gold Glove. How valuable can Ty France be? Why nobody had this guy on their roster is beyond me.
Yeah, he was kind of like just waiting.
Right. I think I'm being, obviously a bit of a homer because I want him to make it, but I don't think it would be a bad move, especially if Song is on the injured list.
Yes.
Remember, France plays first and third base. Those are the two positions that Song probably would have played.
Yep.
So Ty France, I think, has to make it, and he's my number 3 too.
All right, we're on the same page
there
here.
we go.
All right, let's go to number 2.
Yeah, so far, so good.
Are you
we didn't even
go?
compare notes. Stop looking at your neighbor's paper. We've got the same answers. Number
people
2 for me
always
is,
cheated off of me, Chris. I never cheated off.
Did
of
they?
anyone else.
Yeah, I had wandering eyes.
Hey, everybody had
I'll be
wandering
honest.
eyes at some point in their life. Come on.
Yeah.
If you've never,
But it
if you
always
say
kind of-
you've never cheated in school, you are lying.
Right. You know what? I had the wandering eyes, and I'd look over at the Scantron, and somebody was making designs, and I'm like, okay, they're worse than me.
Yeah, I can't use that.
Yeah, can't use that guy.
Man, a
number 2 is
Scantron.
going to be Campusano. You got to start with him. We have to keep our fingers crossed. He hasn't had a great spring, but I don't know. What can I say, Scraby? I'm done sticking up for the guy. I've said everything I can do. It's time for him to just absolutely go out and do something. And he's going to get a crack at it, whether we want him to or not. So he's going to be on the bench.
Yeah,
So,
the only
there you
thing to
go.
do here is just hope that he's great and hope for him to be successful, because that's all you can do. I don't want to spend another year of Eric Hosmer type hate, where everybody just cannot stand the guy. I can't do another year of that, Chris.
Did you see that Eric Hosmer's a new radio voice of the Royals?
Yeah, we were talking about that, Sam and I. I don't know if he's going to be quite that good in a color analyst role. I would have to hear it first. But
Well, the one thing with Hosmer is he can be quite critical, and it'll be
That's true.
interesting if he's going to be critical of his own guys. That may not play well, so he'll have to figure that out.
that is true. Dominic wants to know if you're calling for Campusano to be an all-star again this year.
Hey, Dominic, he was an all-star
He
last
was.
year. Don't you forget it.
The AAA All-Star
This
game, but he was an
AAA
all-star.
all-star game. He was in there. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just calling for Campusano. How about this? Calling for him to get a hit this year. How about that? I'm going to set the bar low.
That's actually a pretty good bet, I
Campusano.
think.
Yeah.
You
he's
said
gotta get a
Campy.
hit.
I said Campy. We'll go to number 1.
Number 1.
I think we have the same number
I
1,
think-
too.
It's got to be Castellanos,
Yeah.
yes?
Yes.
Yeah, we got to give him the shot. They brought him in. He's the big name. He's hit the ball well in spring training. You want to give this guy a legit month or two to see if he can, be any kind of a weapon as he was in Philadelphia.
Yep.
I am worried because the numbers, I said it when they got him, but I'm going to say it again. The numbers have been trending down. And going to Petco Park doesn't normally help bring numbers up, but he has to be my main guy off the bench right now. I have to get he's got the biggest upside.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I would think so. And I wonder if his swing and his power will cut through Petco. I mean, it doesn't seem like anybody can cut through Petco, but
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
and it doesn't work.
I don't know. Yeah, you try. I mean, Scraby, you've been out there on some of those Tuesday night games with me. We sit up there in the press box, and it's April and May, and you sit guys hit launch balls.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like going into the upper deck, and then the center fielder catches it before the warning track.
And all of us
And
in
you're
the
like,
press
how did
box,
that happen?
yeah, we're like, what? That was a
How
home
did
run
that
for sure.
happen? Yeah, so it's going to happen to Castellanos, and you just got to – that's the ultimate hang with them.
It really is.
All right, so those are our 4, and we both went with the same 4. But, again, we're assuming that Song opens on the injured list. I don't know who was some of the – you mentioned your guy.
Jace Bowen.
As the 5th. I mentioned Will Wagner. I think Jose Miranda opened some eyes at the beginning, but I don't know if he did enough.
He's actually still got really great numbers. 409 batting
Yeah.
average,
I know.
1.2 OPS, but he plays I'm curious.
He conceivably could get the spot over Ty France if they just think Miranda's better.
They could, yeah.
But I think Ty France is better. The other one is Samad Taylor, who's I think had a really good spring.
Yes.
And I think he's opened some eyes. Probably not going to open the season, but he's going to be a guy they're going to look to, as soon as they need somebody.
He's in that spot where he's probably one of the next few that would be called up at this moment if they needed someone.
Right. I would agree with that.
All right. Well,
All
good
right.
job.
That's it. Well, good luck to the Aztecs. And, I know that the basketball tonight at home, they've got UNLV in the finale. And I know that it's been a downer season for a lot of the Aztec fans, and I get it, but it's crazy to think if they win tonight and tomorrow New Mexico beats Utah State, the Aztecs could still hang a banner this year in men's basketball.
And it has to have an asterisk. Most annoying banner of all time.
Most annoying banner of all time. And I'm just going to take a minute to thank guys like Miles Bird and Reese Dixon Waters. They're all playing their last game, and there's several others. They've given us a lot of thrills. It hasn't been what we wanted yet this year, but I still like my Aztec guys. And I talked to you Monday from Vegas, Grabe. I'm going to have a big-time weekend. I'm going to be partying.
You're going to be partying?
Wake me up Monday morning. Yeah.
Go down and put, at least $1,000 on Nicaragua to win, okay?
Are they still ahead?
Yeah, they are. Bottom of the second, though. All right, we got to get going. Padres baseball up next. Have a great weekend, everybody. Talk to you soon.